start the video right here. Now I can drink this coffee. It's good. What'd you put in this? Ice cream? Yes. Secret. I get scared when you say stuff like that. Me and Melody are planning a road trip. Our first real road trip. Our last one was 2-hour road trip. We were traveling to Tucson. Now we're going to plan a 2-day road trip, maybe 3-day road trip. Yeah, wait for us, keep us safe. Okay, FET, where are we at? We're going to look at, let's start with the weekly chart. For this one, it's in a bad spot. It's in a real bad spot at $2. We know this is a very bad spot. Oscillation slowing down. We got a foundational line broken here, and it revealed our first weakness approximately somewhere right here. That should have been around October, right? October 6th. Yeah, that was our first big weakness. We know about that one. Just borrow that one just for picture's sake, so you guys can have accurate representations of these weaknesses as prices are forming. So that was a big weakness for this. The next weakness that is in this is going to be the average here, and this is a phantom. Okay, this is a phantom. Let me pull it up. I think on the monthly chart is where this one at. Maybe 2 week. Let's label it. Yep. Okay, we're gonna need to put another solid weakness here. This should be here, otherwise we're kind of violating our rules. I'm gonna relabel this. Okay. This is Essence, and we're gonna change this to our an Essence color. To just pink. And the reason it's Essence, on the monthly chart, even the monthly chart, you can see that this, we come right down and come right back up. The bulk of the move is actually here near these cores and wicks, right about right here. So when we're rejecting off of like this bar on November, we come all the way up and come all the way back down underneath that area. This bar right here in January, we come all the way up and come all the way back down. That's a negative spot to be in. Okay, being underneath here. So this is in Essence cut, or price breaking below this Essence, and this is a new in sword method. This is new in our current sword method, which as we're going into 8.0, you're going to hear me talk more about some of these essences. The actual phantom PA is here, and that's based on this angle here as the key right here. Okay, so we draw this. We can duplicate that same angle and bring it down to the lowest energy centers in between those areas. It's going to be right there. And so we can see price is rejecting strong now last month. If last month is on high volume, yet we're closing near low into weakness, we only have the flat to save us. The next short is here. I don't know if I'd short this between here and here. There's not enough money, but I would be shorting this underneath. Let's take a look at the volume last month. It's pretty high. Just as we reject. There's also very strong volume right under the Essence. This is where our professional selling is going to be. So in other words, what I'm looking for, this area is very ultra high volume as we come into the weakness, and we're closing near the low and down to the right. This is confirmation of more professional selling that has happened. Okay, this is a big deal because this is on the monthly chart. So current prices are around 18 cents. I don't think the flat's going to save us. I really don't think this little flat is going to save us. I think we're probably going to be getting more appropriately back to 5 cents, which is a huge. Jason, that's a big drop. Are you sure price is going to fall that far? Yes, it's probably going to fall that far since the USDT situation is just getting started. Right now, from that flat is around 210%. Price can't fall that far in 1 month or 1 day. Yes, it can. It did it right here in June of 2022. Look back here. See, in June of 2022, how far did we fall? And it's just one single month. One all the way up from 16 cents all the way down to 6 cents. So you know, there's that, letting you know it's possible. I am going to draw one more cut on the monthly chart, and we're going to draw and cut this line here. If you want to cut it with me, it's going to be somewhere right about there. And let's make this white, and then I'm going to bring this energy center here, and that's also going to give me another confirmation. So we got a smaller essence cut from here to here. We got the larger wick and daily charts and weekly charts, and then we got the larger monthly chart. So all of this is confirmation. It's all rejection exactly where we're supposed to see it. It's all about right there. Okay, so that's letting us know almost everything we need to know about this crypto. Now, is there going to be large professional buying that is in this crypto? Well, generally it's going to be on the down bars, down moves, and down trends. We don't have it. We have the high volume primarily right here on the up bars, up moves. Now this one we only come down a little bit and make into a new high. If there's a lot of professional selling, we're going to see it on high volume bars here. There's some high volume bars here. At the challenge, we come down on equal volume. I don't know if we're going to be challenging these anytime soon, but if price makes a rebound, I'd be looking for some strong rejection again back there, since the volume was still a little bit high back in the past. Although right now, this is the most important thing. We lost this weakness. So one thing I just want to leave you with before we finish this stock, finish FET, the crypto. When you see strong, intentional, on-purpose movement, generally price will not react right away. You're going to see it first in the data, and then it'll fall. And when it falls, people think it falls out of nowhere. But again, for us, and for people like Tom Williams, Gavin Holmes, who teach volume spread analysis, or reading the volume, for them it happens in slow motion. There's times of large periods of accumulation that usually look like rounding structures, and then prices will go up, and sometimes they last years. There's long periods of distribution phases where they're passing off their holdings to people willing to buy, and then they drop it like a rock. Their secret is they get out, they get in, it's in the data in smaller chunks, smaller pieces, and then they release the stock to do what it's supposed to do. This is the proper type of manipulation. This is the professional type. This is not algorithmic. This is the one that's fair and you can read it if you know how to read it. Okay, large institutions, they know how to read it. You can read that kind of more in the subject of ESA. So I'm just letting you guys know, look at all the energy, the activity changing hands right here. We haven't gone down yet, but we are about to. When this triggers, that's just when this triggers, okay? You can wait for confirmations and closes underneath here. You're probably going to even see it happen sometime this month. By the way, Bitcoin looked very similar as it moved into its weakness before it fell. And it's, in my opinion, still just getting started. Going once, FET, larger questions. Do I need to go deeper? Going twice. Unmute your microphone if you need. Crypto Galaxy, I've gone over Bitcoin quite a bit. I'll flash it on the board, but I don't need to go over it. Okay. This is our menu for today, but I'll throw Bitcoin on there so you can quickly see it. You guys have everything you need to know in my reports, my public reports about Bitcoin. And if you want further, just type in BTC and you guys can go see all of that information about Bitcoin. FET has heavy signs of weakness appearing on strong volume on the monthly charts. It is in a negative area, and the only main support appears to be the flat at 19 cents. What is this flat? Around 17 cents average. Based on the volume I don't expect this flat to hold. I should say based on the volume and the market, primarily USDT.D. I don't expect this market flat to hold. If it breaks, it may trigger a short towards 0.0568 area. This is the next main flat. Okay. From there, this should be re-examined. Okay. Now I can go in depth on this chart. We can draw the next acceleration if you wanted to. It's going to be somewhere like this, so you can see health in slow motion. So if you get into those healthy areas, you can trade those. But as it is right now, I'm not drawing those. Every little thing that I see on this chart, you guys can go ahead and draw them, but I will take a screenshot of this. Okay, so almost everything you need to know about this is going to be on this chart. Questions going once. I think it's going to be a good short, 200%. It's probably going to be my cup of tea. I'd probably take it on maybe the weekly chart. I'll look for it when it's time. Let's go to the weekly chart. Ooh, nice round structure on high volume. Yeah, my cup of tea. Right up there. Look at that high volume right there into this area. So we need just probably one more week. Get me some closes over here. If USDT.D rebounds, we may play up here for a month or two. We may be triggering very, very soon. But I'm going to set an alarm for myself so that when prices hit the lower number, I'm going to be reminded. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, because this is a very big short. And I'm going to set a label from now until about right underneath that price. And the price is 0.1714 alert. So I'm going to watch that line right there. And then I'm going to click on that alarm clock button and then actually create the alert. From here, I'm going to type in message. And then I'm going to give myself an alert. It says, look for closes under here on the weekly chart. Not weekly. Weekly chart. Look to take a short down towards and what was that support? Somewhere around 0.0568. 0.0568 area. Check USDT.D. So I'll make sure everything's in alignment. I'm going to click OK. So that's from me. Everything in this video is never financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. Everything's just for entertainment, educational, and comedic purposes only. I eat red crayons for breakfast. Trading in the markets carries substantial risks. Never trade more than you can afford to lose, and especially be aware of it's against high leverage trading. Past performance is never indicative of future performance. Okay, but this is what I'm going to do for myself, and I'm going to click the create button. That might be a very lucrative trade, like ACH. ACH trade was something very lot of potential for the downside. Just looks like this. You guys are in a lot of you guys are in the ACH trade along with me. Our ACH target was hit the first one just the other day, and now we're very close to our next target. We kind of wicked just the top. I could hit it as hit, but I want to come down a little bit more further. I think we're going to be able to get that. Okay, so that's just a quick look at the ACH trade. A lot of potential, really easy to see. Very strong high volume on the up move into weakness. It's super easy. I mean, for the most part, that's all you need to know. Okay, all right. So let's go on to ASM. Okay. Did I need to go further into this crypto? By the way, I forgot to ask. The numbers on the bottom flue are not correct. It's the same as the flat above it. Oh, okay. Thank you. Bridget said the numbers are identical. So let's fix those numbers so you guys have the right number. Thank you. Let's go back to my monthly. And then I'll need to update my alert, won't I? Okay, so 0.0568 average. Yeah. I'll give the average for that one. Okay, it's the same as right here. But yeah, I guess not. So I don't really have to change this one since I based it on that one anyway. Yeah, there'll be more that we'll get to if that trade starts. There's so much that's going to look almost identical to this today. You'll see a lot of stuff that looks just like this. Okay. All right. January 2nd, 2020. Nope. February 2nd, 2026. That I need to update, right? February 2nd. Okay. Sorry, guys. I didn't update the date. Ah, you catch the numbers, but not the date, huh? You were like me, too. You forgot your date, right? Bridget, did you forget the date? Is that why you stood up all those guys? Or is that what the other people said? I'm just kidding, Bridget. Has anybody ever stood up a date and you want to admit it? ASM. Put me in the chat. I would like to know who. Yeah, somebody stood up. Somebody stood up. I'm trying to find who stood me up back in the day. So I can somebody do it so I can take out my anger upon you. AS Monaco. Lord help me, right? No, I don't think I stood up anybody. I only broke a few hearts, not many. I learned my lesson. Avino Silver Gold Mines, right? It's a stock. Yeah, try not to break hearts. I only can think of I broke 2 hearts. Maybe 3. But that's my childhood. We're going to look at this ARCA stock. That should be good enough. Okay. NYSE. I need to write the word stock here. Large health on this, very large health. We are not going to do teaching today. I got a lot of requests. The market's a bloodbath, just like we said. It will be a bloodbath when we get above there. For months, the specific words I used was bloodbath. Okay, and we are in bloodbath times. So I'm not going to teach. If you feel a little bit lost, go to my lessons page. You guys can get started if you're new to our community. And Otherwise, just wait for Wednesday and we'll get back to regular teaching like we do. My goal is to always give you guys a fish, not to give you a fish, but to teach you how to fish so that you can read yourself. We have strong bullish pushing. This is going to be very strong bullish pushing that we have. That's a very positive indication. And this is very, we're going to label this strong bullish pushing. Strong bullish pushing, not just light or some bullish pushing or small, but very strong. Look at the volume. It's off the chart. 340 million for a stock that's around $2 at the time. That's a lot of money being thrown at this time. Okay. It's so much that it skews the actual, you can't even see other accumulation happening. But definitely worth looking at. Okay. Let's take a look at the volume. We have very strong volume here right at the top, and the volume's only been increasing at challenge area A, B, and C. So if I was labeling this A, I'm going to do something. B and C, which is somewhere here. Ooh. You can see that even of the sellers are losing because of the increase in the volume. So when you see those challenge areas being challenged and increase, it lets you know most of what you need to know. The sellers are losing. This was easy to see. We teach this all the time on Wednesdays in absorption and control. I'm going to keep a record for this for you guys. This is easy to observe. And then what I'm going to put is sellers losing. The category is absorption / control. And we have full tutorials, but for you guys who've taken my lessons or classes on Wednesdays, when we've done absorption and control sessions, you can easily see when we have a challenge on high volume where the sellers come out, if the challenge area keeps challenging A, B, and C, and you keep increasing, you know with a higher degree of certainty that the sellers are most likely losing. If you see that, what you need to do is you need to examine local health and see what else is going on. In this case, there's a local health that appeared right here at this area in July of 2024. So that would have been a big, easy sign that, hey, we should go up again. You're probably going to look for strong volume at the challenge area. We have this pushing as we get across. There's what you need. So this should be going up for probably some time. One of the easiest things we can do next is DP the meat of the oscillation, which is about the average, and it's going to be about from here to here. So we're going to just bring it straight up. With parabolics, you want to move them straight up in the air. Don't move your measurement line around in the parabolic, because at some points it's thinner and some points it's thicker. In this case, it'd be, you can see it's off, but it's actually correct if you were to just measure from there to there only. Okay, so the curvature needs to be measured and moved straight up and down. So according to this, we would actually look for this stock to be getting closer to $18. Okay. Right now. And above $18 will be another health. Current price, $9. Do I need to go further? Okay, do I need to go further on this one? Going once, silver mine. Going twice. Okay, I'm going to put a little report. Oops, this should come forward. Silver ASM. Silver mine stock. February 2nd, 2026. This stock has visible signs of sellers losing on a 3-month chart. The base is wide, and I expect I'll give you another number in just a moment, guys. Okay, 27K. And I expect this chart to do fantastic alongside silver. The move above, what's the number? $2.30 was on very strong breakout. With pushing, a bullish pushing. At the challenge, at the 230 challenge area, sellers were losing against control / absorption. This stock has a DP at $18.17 area. If price breaks above there, this stock may soar. However, at this moment, I do not have large accumulation. Therefore, look for profit taking in the data to be severe. The structure indicates accumulation, but it is little compared to the 3-month chart, larger data. Okay, now what I mean by that, and why I'm going to say this is a warning for this stock, is even though we're probably going to continue to hit our where you're supposed to go, and you're probably even going to break out of 18, especially as silver is going, and we may end up going really, really high. We got to be careful with this one, because who's the buyers? The buyers are very, very little. Now, they're accumulated over time, but that means they're all one group. Okay, we can see that there's one big group that will probably control most of that. It's very, very little, and then all of a sudden we get this large action coming out in the past decade. Okay, 2013, okay, on. That's where all the big money comes out. So there's big players, but there's somebody that's in control. Everything has the makings of an accumulation phase without the data. So it has this large round structure, which means that the bottom may actually be finicky against the large players when they're ready to show up. These guys in the last decade, when they're ready to take profit, they have big money in their corners. So a lot of major players are going to come out, and this is going to make some volatility. And also, if this is formed a solid base for this stock around what, $1.15 to $1, these guys are they're probably the employees, they're probably the CEOs, the ones who just got the stock. They were just holding it. Now that silver's on its way, look for them to take a big profit at a time in the future when may be appropriate for them. Otherwise, longer term, I would be looking at $27,000. Do we need to go further for this stock? Okay, these are going to be some of my reasonings and thoughts on how I think this game is going to play out for ASM. Very, very strong. I don't have we have just one projection with base projection. Apart from that, we're going to need to watch it. Okay. Going once, going twice. We'll talk about it more when we get above $15. $18. Okay, let's go to next one. SOL. And then I'll do a USDT.D after these right here, starting with USDT.D. All right, let's go. What do we got here? November, SOL has entered into weakness. This means multiple weaknesses have been spotted across the crypto board. It paints a continued bearish picture of the markets. Because of USDT.D this week, I expect 178. Short could possibly be hit, and that was this short somewhere right here. Let's go back down to a weekly chart. That short triggered. That was the 178 short, which was this one. Okay, that was that one in solid white. This big weakness area right there. Okay, so that triggered back in November, and I would like to short this crypto at that price with a trade down to 128. So I'm looking to get to 128. Well, this was our 128, and we were hit here, and we found consolidation. So this was complete back in November. If things continue this way, a short down there towards event line should be about a 30% gain. So event line 105 has now been hit. the last event. And what that means in a nutshell, again, if you guys are new, Wednesdays I teach, but for right now I'm just flying through these charts, okay? What that means is if we short here, we got to track the last major things that happen in the market. Now this was this angle, but that one's already triggered. So the next large event line was a flat. So we take the flat at the lowest energy center in between this area, and it's going to be down here. So we take that angle and duplicate it and click it in place in between this play area. And what that does is it highlights the flat. Now I can do it here at the wick or at the core, and I like to be conservative at the core. So this becomes the target after those days, and that was the 105, and all of that's hit. So short, that one played down, pullback happened. Now we're playing down to our target, and the target is hit. So that's fantastic, right? That's how we want to play this, play the game. Okay, let's just write down an update. And I'm going to give you guys the next weakness that comes in the market. It's underneath here. By the way, guys, I'm moving away from just putting the health just as supports. We're actually going to be using only breakouts as health, just to minimize confusion. I do place the next weaknesses on the way so you guys can know when things are continuing your way, and when the healths are above your area, so you can know when things are getting back safer. That's kind of how I'm moving forward into the annotation. Okay. If you've noticed, I've been doing that lately. It's a flat. Okay. February 2nd, 2020. SOL update. Per the larger story map in November 2025, that this chart remains unchanged. This chart remains very accurate in its areas. Weakness did indeed appear below 178 area, and that triggered a short towards 128. Price consolidated from there, and later fell to event line 107 as discussed. And by the way, underneath this was the angle. You guys can easily see that. So this is actually a larger weakness. This, even though it's a local health based on the parabolic that may have been there, the move is very short-lived. You can see the arrows very small. That's what we're talking about here. So if we wanted to have replaced that with these type of markers, you can easily do so, but underneath those angles. This is just basically how we read it. Event line, if event line is not holding, which it doesn't, it triggers the short. This is a health when price is building above this, but if it doesn't, it's a short. Every time you guys see a marker that's this color, you can put a red one on the opposite side. Every time you see a red one, you can put a green one on the opposite side. This is how it works. Okay, so here's a red one. If I wanted to, I can put a green one on the other side, but I'm just using it since I'm already in these territories. I want to use it for the next short for those purposes. So that's why, again, I'm moving to this new type of annotation. It's going to keep things a little bit more red light, green light, red light, green light. So when price starts building underneath this area with high volume on the up bar, we're going to be looking to continue the next short. But I got to check that because we haven't checked that just yet. Okay. So we saw sellers absorbing supply, sellers winning. Look for next weakness. So that was a big deal for us to see the weakness in this area, sellers winning. that means you're most likely going to go down with down. Okay, as discussed. Something new. Price is below 107.74, and now let's check to see if we have the high volume up bar. But let me first put this in here. Previous for SOL. Okay, very strong volume last month as we crossed over above average volume as we crossed below the flat. Let's double check our flat. Is the flat correct? Yes. Is there other verification for the flat? Not so much many verification for that flat. I don't have enough volume right now. The week is just getting started. I got 6 days left, but if I have an up bar like this, that may be a strong pullback. You want this bar on high volume at the 107. Okay, a strong aggressive move, but not super aggressive, but still aggressive. Let's write that in. New price is below 107.74. This is a bearish area. There appears to be stronger above average volume on the down move, which may be bullish pushing. Bearish pushing. If there is another short triggered, we want high volume on the up move, because remember, professional selling happens on the up moves, the up bars, and the up trends within the larger downtrend. Okay, on the up move into and stopping, I should say, stopping near the 107 area. Since this is a weekly chart, we still have 6 days left to go. The volume today is just from a few hours. Okay, a few hours into the first day. Okay, so we gotta wait. Wait for action would probably be a good strategy. Okay, for the short, wait for action, then look to continue short. Okay, so that's on the weekly chart, and I should put that for the mostly. I should put this for the weekly chart as well, so we know we're really talking about those areas of charts. So how I would do it is I would take about this picture here, like that. Okay, good. Now do I need to go further than this? I could talk about the little stuff, guys, but there's a lot of, the bigger picture is the most critical in a lot of these trades. Okay, if I'm coming through into negative area with closes on higher volume, I'm bearish. If the health is still, if the territory is still bearish, I'm gonna be gone. I'm out of this. Okay, so what I would say at this moment, draw your health foundational moves areas. I got a strong foundation like that, and then I got another accelerated area, which is going to be somewhere like that. So I can draw those two angles. That's going to be about what I need left. Okay. This is about all I really need to know. Local health appears above these areas, and they're dynamic negative, so they'll move down the track. Okay, this is where things get healthy. You can draw it like that. Okay, any other questions? Going once. So, going twice. Got a lot of cryptos, but I can look more if you need. Okay, I'm going to be having my money on $60 current price. 104. I'm going to be having my money probably on a short down to 60 based on the foundational area curved up move. Okay, it looks like this, like that. Okay, so if I continue this curvature with verification on the top, if I place it here, I got a verification on top. Guess what? I'm going to be looking for the bottom. I'm going to have my money there. So I'm going to put a target down here, right around. It looks like I drew some kind of flat here. It's just pink. Generally, that's a pink one as a flat. It's a swing target, but I didn't label it. So I'll put these prices on the left side. And that might be a short worth taking because it's like, what, 100% on your money? That's a good one. That was another good one. Look at this one. From $68, and that's not even hitting the blue flat. It's just like right above it, conservatively. To current price right now, we're about 55%. Okay, 55%. Okay. Hmm. Well, yep. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if things continue to be bearish, there's a viable area here, somewhere around here in this range, which might be worth taking. Now, with large deep pocket trades, deep target trades, I like to have some strong selling in the background. This had some, but it's definitely worth examining another day. So we're talking 68.10 to 61.86 for this area. Okay, that's going to be the same area we talked about months ago. But that would be a nice bottom. Again, I really want that high volume at the end of this week to kind of confirm more that that's what's happening. Okay, I'd also be okay with some kind of essence flat somewhere here and price rejecting even up at the tops. So I will give you the average around these price, the angle around 126. So currently 104. We get a pullback up to 126 and challenge these upper areas, and those areas are high volume, but I'm closing below those areas. I'm going to be still looking very much. I want that high volume on the up bar like that, the white one. Okay, for you guys, it's going to be a green candle. And I will draw just an essence, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We want that average right there. I will make the color black. And we'll fill the border with that, the background with this. And I will label this. And I'll be on my merry way. This is a big one. Okay, so this is going to be our essence flat. All right, so this will be a good place. Let's make this a lot smaller. And that's about what you, this is going to be the bulk of what we need in this photo. Okay, and then let me just look one more time at the selling. Confirm everything was still on the up and up. Very high volume on the up bars. Very strong volume on the up bar in area, this area and that area. It's going to be C and D. And then A was strong. And then we challenge again on very low no demand. So this is a perfect setup for a large fall. This alone tells us that sellers are in control. You want that volume to dry up with it being there. So we have this really strong volume into weakness later on, this weak volume at the same challenge, and it goes into weakness, and we come down and to the right with a further weakness here starting today. This is almost everything we need to know. The sellers were in, sellers are taking positions, they're winning, so it's easier for us to get down to lower prices. So I'm going to say it's going to be definitely a trade I'm going to be looking at later, probably later towards Saturday. I might be looking at that depending on where the market's at, sitting. If this is up here near the 126 area, fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to also put this in there. This short has strong selling confirmed with absorption. This into weakness is a powerful combination. I am therefore looking at $68 to $61 as the larger flat, the larger support. Mostly because it is the foundational area. And there is other overlapping targets creating a vortex. $60.83, yeah, $60. Sorry, you already gave the number. Okay. I want to see where this chart is in a week. Okay, so that's it. I like this trade. I like it. If I can take it down to here, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be happy. That'll be a nice opportunity. Okay, that's gonna be nice. Very nice. And we'll see what we can do when we're at the bottom. This thing is just getting started, I think, in its down moves. A lot of stuff is taking off. A lot of stuff hasn't taken off, and I hope you guys are staying safe for you out there, and taking some shorting opportunities along the way. Lots of little snacks for all of you, especially as this down move is just getting started, which we'll talk about again in just a moment. Let's go to VVS, the next one. Oh, so are you expecting SOL to rebound into the black before further drop? I need to look at USDT.D iPad. This one doesn't show strong indications at this moment, so I'm gonna say not yet. Yeah, I'm gonna say not yet. I can't say we're really looking for a big rebound. I don't have any health to let me know on that end, so I won't say that. It's always possible, but yeah, I don't see any health to let me know. Okay. Any other questions? You can go down to a daily chart and see. Even the daily chart, I don't see a health to let me know that that's going to be the case. Okay. Yeah. Morning, Triple J. How you doing? Oh, today you're Double J. Look at, need more coffee. How are you doing, sweetie? What can I do for you? Oh, okay. Gosh. Something for Soul? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So 80 somewhere down here. I don't have that number, but maybe if it's going today or like this week, yeah, it's like, look at 80 somewhere around February 13th. Okay. Well, all of those numbers are still below where we're at 104. Look at this. It's strong volume today. I don't know if I would take the trade right now. Probably. I wouldn't take a big position. I'd take a smaller position. Once I get below my old flats, I'll probably add to my position. And then I'll start riding it down. But it's definitely something I want to take. Just a little reminder. Hey, Jasong, how do you expect Gala to bounce? Bounce? Okay. I don't know if I have time to do Gala. I did Gala on Saturday, Mr. Easy. Did you see Gala? My report on Gala? Okay. Take a look at my my charts from Saturday. Okay. Type in Gala on my website. Okay. When I get your request, I do them. Yeah, don't you worry. If I forget, then. But first check there, and then you'll see. I'm not expecting Galas. There's some shorts on Gala. That one's still getting started as well. Okay, buying is the last thing on my mind, and it's probably going to be like that for a bit until the market shows me, or until the Lord is really speaking to me. I'm not gonna be. I think the guy with $100 can do what some of you guys been doing for years, just accumulating. I think you guys can go in for $100 or $1,000 and do what some of these guys who have thousands and thousands of dollars are doing once we're at the bottom. We are not at the bottom. I just don't believe it. I don't have it in my data. The Lord hasn't showed it to me. I don't think I'm going to miss it. Okay, the next one is VVS. Finally, I'll say that I think the average person is going to have a chance to really accumulate when it's time. So unless any of you here are playing at the $1 million level, where you're throwing like 200 grand, 300 grand at a time, you don't need to stagger your orders. Most of you guys who are playing at like somewhere underneath 100 grand, you can buy generally all at once for the most part. After a wealth transfer, you guys have to play a different way because you'll be playing against yourself. Okay, you currently you don't even see your buys and sells in the volume. You don't even see it unless your crypto is a very low market cap. The times will come when that will change, but right now you can just buy when the professionals are buying. They're not buying right now. I can tell you. I'll let you know when I see it. Don't worry, I'm not forgetting. Okay, this stock is this a stock, Vietnam Machine or Van X Semiconductor? VVS Finance. Okay. I got this. Whose request is this? Melody. Do you know who VVS is? VVS Finance? Can somebody speak up if it's you? Okay, JA17. JA17, are you in our meeting today? Can you please speak up? I'm going to need some help finding this one. Something on... Okay, there's a stock. There's a crypto here. Oh, maybe it's a crypto. VVS Finance Tether. We got it on crypto.com. Get.O. Okay, let's look on crypto.com. There will be no volume here on crypto.com. Oh, there is, yeah. Okay, that'll be good enough. Okay, sorry about that. Melody, start the recording here for that one. All right. Not good. Not good. A lot of profit taking. I'm going to show you. Let's go to a monthly chart. It might be there first. Easy to read on that chart. Okay. Professional selling happens on the up bars, up moves, uptrends. Professional buying happens on the down bars, the down moves, the downtrends. That means primarily in this area, here to here is when the buying needs to come in. And you're going to see it with a steady rise or increase in volume from here to here. You see how we don't have that? That means the professionals are not in this. Professional selling happens on the up bars, the up moves, uptrends. So over time, all of those together, somebody's taking action here. Here's the up move. You can see it, right? And on this up move, what's happening is large volume. Notice what happens with the volume. We go up and price doesn't go up. It goes down to the right into local weakness. The weakness would be if we were to simply draw that trend on the monthly charts, it would have been here at that price. 5 zeros there. Okay. I'm going to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here, right there is a weakness. Okay, so you can see what they're doing. They're not getting in, they're getting out. This is what we know. After this moment, once the weakness is, we have professional selling. Now, this is a monthly chart, so this is the biggest stuff. So I don't care about the daily chart. I don't care about the weekly chart. If I see it on the monthly chart and it's clear, you need to know who's winning. If I'm surfing the little waves, you need to know that tsunami eats like 30, 40, 50 waves for a snack. When the tsunami comes, even the buying goes away. Even the little waves are like nothing in compared to everything that's happening. Okay, so this is the largest stuff. Large professional selling. Can we confirm it? High up bars, up moves, uptrend into weakness. Then at the challenge area, we challenge again. The volume's still high. We move down and to the right and make a new lower low on both accounts. Okay, apart from that wick, a lot of high volume on the up bar, still higher. So we can see more professional selling. Not as large, but professional selling. It's all just in one move, one quick fail swoop. Next, we have one large up move again, a challenge. The volume's lower. That means sellers are starting to win. How I would read this is challenge, challenge, challenge. And we know that there's a weakness. The main weakness for this one would need to be cut in a single move. I don't know if I can do this here. It would need to be cut like on a daily chart. So I would cut this one and I would try to cut this one. But the easiest way you can cut, without even having to cut those up moves, because they're really sharp, right, is just drawing the flat. Here's the flat. Here's where you are. Does everybody understand this? So even if I didn't say, well, Jae-sung, I couldn't catch the professional selling on that move. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to catch the professional selling here just to short that. You just need to read it. If I have the high, ultra high volume into weakness and it's these two, then these two are now confirmed on this day or this month in January. So this, even though this happened in November of 2024 and this happened in September of 2025, it's the largest structures coming into play. Here's what you need to know. Those moves, the high volume up bars were here, and the the absorption control, signs of absorption, happened and confirmed here now. Professional selling, sign of absorption, which is, and I need to put the sign of absorption. Okay, so this doesn't need to be bold for that one. We're looking for the down. See how the volume is down. It's I'll put it right above the exact one so you can all recreate it later on. That one right there. Good. Come. So how I'm gonna read this now is simply price closing below here, not below, below, not blue low, below here confirms story of professional selling. Sometimes if you get that up move on high volume but you don't have the weakness, it's unconfirmed. When you get the weakness, it's confirmed. So these are all confirmed. So now we can see the buyers didn't get in. The buyers are getting out. We have a downtrend in the background, new weakness. We're going to be looking to continue. Okay. So based on this data, I would draw something like this. Maybe draw the bottom oscillation. I got some verification if I put it here. Or if I put it here, I got a verification. That's awesome. Let's put a little verification marker, making this pink. Verification. So everything I need to know is almost on this chart. If I was a betting man, I would probably say, especially in a down market, the market next month will probably, if price falls straight down, the earliest support we may get is somewhere around 605. Current price is 50. So there's a lot of money to possibly be made on the short here. 180 some percent probably drop. Okay, 180%. If we get to there. So this is the kind of short I would like to take. The signs are there. Let me put this first in the data and I will take a picture. Tell me if I need to go deeper. A lot of opportunity on the board. VVS. And VVS Finance. February 3rd, 2nd, 2026. This crypto today was viewed on the monthly chart. The territory is a large, is an important flat breakout, breakdown. I'll give you the flat number too, by the way. The average is going to be, I'll give you the low number, 17,589. So 5 zeros, 17,589. Yeah. It's an important breakdown. This crypto also is a part of a larger down move and has large profit taking / exiting by exiting, selling, one of those, whatever suits your fancy. Profit taking, exiting, selling by professionals. Easily seen as high volume into weakness. The last two areas being confirmed this month, and the last area, and the date was August 2025, being absorption. This means sellers are winning. If I combine this fact with the lack of buyers entering, we have a combination, a strong combination that this crypto should fall. We have a strong combination that this crypto should fall. A short down towards the phantom support next month may give, and the price was what? What was the price for that support? Yeah, 6 zeros. 6 zeros 59 as a viable support with one verification in the background for this oscillation. Come. So that means when price is playing back and forth, since we have the verification that we're looking for, we almost know everything we need to know. This should be coming down. Do I have any questions about this crypto and what possible what we might be looking to get? It's like closer to 180%, right? Yeah. Do we need to go further? Okay, everything you need to know is about this chart. Going once. Okay. All right, since I'm not getting any more, I'm not going to go further, okay? Going twice. WMTX. Did I do that one right? Okay, we'll look at it on HTX. Okay, what are we seeing here? Volume's not in the right spot. Weakness is still in play. Some accumulation here. Those ones lost a lot of money. Professional accumulation. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. Professional accumulation happens on the down bar, the down move, the downtrend. Here's where the buyers started coming in. Pay attention. Real quick. And you can go back to dozing off. The professionals came in here. Do you see this kind of stuff? This is what we look for. Okay? This is what we look for professional accumulation. But don't, you're like saying, but you're selling the crypto's going down. Wait, almost there. I'm showing you where the big money comes in. So you know what's happening play by play. But first, let's mark it, what we see. Then we'll come to some conclusions. Professional accumulation. Okay, and this is large. Okay, this is a weekly chart. Large professional accumulation. All right. So this is where they're getting at. We start seeing this. We break up into a local health based on the parabolic. We don't have to draw it, but we could. Maybe a straight. Something like, it's actually going to be a straight. Foundation is a straight, so I'll draw the straight. Straight. Sorry, I got to say it correctly, guys. So there's your local health right there. But a fish swimming against a stream in a market that's bearish. Let me guess, this was around November, right? Yeah, August, September, November, right there. This is when the markets as a whole were getting bearish. This is why I said, guys, we had a whole list of accumulation, of large bullish accumulations, stuff we see bankers are entering. But the warning that I had, if you guys look at any of those posts, almost every single week, I was posting the larger report. It's at the bottom of the notes. If you guys scroll up, some of you guys can still see it in some of the old notes that we copy and paste. It says October to November, December. Bearish market. bearish market. So even of those that being accumulated, if the market as a whole is going down, you need to be very careful accumulating. Because even if the large players play, it does not mean they're going to win. The market seems to be undefeated, doesn't it? Right? Why did I stop posting the large accumulation list? It's not because they didn't stop, they were not accumulating. It's because I saw them losing. And if you don't know how to balance the two, you're going to start accumulating when they're losing. Okay? Do banks suppress silver? Yes. Do they lose? Yes. Okay? You need to see what they're doing, when they're doing it, and also to see if they're winning. We have both here in our art. We can see what the large players are doing. We can do the same, but we can also see when they're losing. I do public reports about where the market's going, and I've been very emphatic since October, right? I've been putting my name out there on the internet. I said, guys, the market's going down. I'm not looking about anything. I got out of everything. People call me crazy. I'm not crazy. I just know how to read, and you can read too. This is a fish swimming against the stream. Even if the large players are playing, this fish is swimming against the stream. Okay? Now the reason I'm showing you this is so you can see where they lost money and what happened. They lose money. They're willing to pay these prices from here to here. They lose money here. I wish this was a teaching day because I'd show you. Look what's happening here. What happens in these months? We have these candles that shoot up all the way back to where they lost money at. 130, 13 cents, 95. So basically 14 cents, 13 cents. Okay, the high 13s. Come up back to the high 13s, come back down. Come back up to the high 13s, come back down. Come up, come up, and then they go down further and make a new low here in December. Market's undefeated, guys. When you see these up bars on very high volume, it's on. It's on. You know everything you need to know. They're jumping ship. How do we know they're jumping ship? Look at the data. Look at that volume. As I always just used to say, look at this mess. Look what you did. Look at this mess. To the little dog. Okay? You can see them jumping ship. It's easy. They got a chance to get out of their losing position. You guys can too. Now, after wealth transfer, what I'm going to be teaching you guys is something different. I'm going to be showing you to read closer what the big players are doing, but they just buy stuff that they think is going to go up. That's called a campaign. I'm going to be showing you guys to just play and follow in their shadows against the people who are winning. If they're buying into a down market, you know, you're going to be shorting when they're getting out. When they're here and they're trying to rise it up to, you know, take their profit and get out, you're going to be in shorting positions. So you're going to be way on top of the game. God willing, I'll be able to do some of that in the final conferences before the next, after wealth transfer, when you guys are playing at $100,000 levels and stuff like that. I'm going to be showing you how to read carefully what they're doing. And so we're going to have special seminars in those days. But for now, you just need to see if they're winning, if they're losing, and what the market's doing. Not hard, right? Okay, this, and I'm gonna professional selling. So we see them, they got in, but they got out. If you're not on top of your charts, you will not see them. Well, I thought they only just choose one direction, they don't lose. No, they choose, they lose, they even go bankrupt. I know, because I was contacted by a firm. They were acquiring a bankrupt firm, a large exchange. It was a very popular exchange. I was not allowed to say any details during the acquisition. And they were talking to me about all the assets. They were like, which ones do we keep? Which ones do we go? They just choosing cryptos that go up and down, and they were getting out of their position. They were trying to say, where can we get out of this to salvage some of this money? This is them. This is like that. Okay, this is exactly the same thing. The large players, they're losing money. They lost the money here. They got to get out. All right. So anyway, that's just a quick teaching. I said I'm not going to do teaching today, but you guys need to see how these principles work so that you guys can stay ahead of the game and, as I always say, stay safe out there. Okay. Professional selling. Now I'm going to do a little call out box. To talk about this as just a reminder. As you can see, this is the exact area of the low they were willing to pay previously. Now, because price is below this area, it is the area they are jumping ship, meaning they are exiting bullish positions. So if I only read the bullish action and I don't read them also getting out, they get in the ship, they get out of the ship, then I'm going to think that they're in the ship. Okay, so that's important to know. Now, we got one more volume here. We got some very, very, very high volume. Let's first mark some of the next important things that is going to be here. So I'm going to borrow this line, and we're going to draw the larger oscillation where it went. We're going to duplicate it to the lowest energy center in between these 2 points. It's going to be right here. So our phantom's going to be here. Do we have a wick match? Yes, we do. We can wick match it down to the bottom. It's going to be somewhere about right there. So this should be where our bottom is. This was kind of an interesting bar because we got some closes below here. We're somewhat going up, but this is very, very telling. Okay, does anybody know why I'm a little concerned here? Can anybody tell me why I might be concerned? I'm even going to go to a 3-day chart, I think. Yeah. Does anybody tell me why I might be concerned right now? There's a few reasons why I can be concerned. Can somebody check? Let's just take 3 minutes and find 3. Okay. Got to bounce. The breakdown. This might be a sign of weakness. Right there. This right there. This may be a sign of weakness. Breaking down through these here on the weekly chart. This may be a sign of weakness. Breaking down. So, yep, that's correct. What's another sign of weakness that we might be looking at? Somebody give me another sign of weakness. Rounding on highs, rounding on the support. We might be rounding. We could probably be going back up. Good. iPad's drawing the parabolic. Good. This is a concern for us. Okay. That's about exactly where we should, around the foundational parabolic. So this is still weakness. Why would I be concerned if I was holding on to this stock in a bullish way? Why would I be concerned? Why would I be scared that we may go down a little more? Does anybody have any brainy thoughts? We're still rejecting against the foundational parabolic. That's a sign. Still rejecting against the foundational parabolic. Okay, anyone else? Oh, let's see. All right, there it is. Good job. Somebody circled this area here, and that's exactly what I want to focus on. Okay, look at the very high volume on these 2 bars. Where are those 2 bars in context? They are on this little area here. It's on an up move. But we come back down into the right in there. Let's go to that weekly chart one more time. Very, very high bar, but look at the spread. Volume spread analysis. The spread is very small. We come back down. This is very concerning for me. Okay, this very high bar is on the up move. Professional selling happens on the up move, up bar, uptrend, which means the next bar confirmed a lot of that weakness. We still go down, and even that's on strong volume. We come right back up. We're going to need to see very, very carefully. It is possible. This is part of a consolidated shakeout. It lets me know there may be some further selling here. What I would probably do is I would draw the flat and get yourself below those as a confirmation. I wouldn't take the short just yet, but I tell you I would take the short here after we get out of this mess. This high volume is very, very deeply concerning. Okay, because it's on the up bar. It should be on the, if it's buying, it needed to happen here. Maybe there are some new buying coming here, but we know it's not this area right here. Okay, so we already know it's not this. This was still the selling. We saw that it's exactly where the selling should be. Professional. So is it this area that they're launching a new buying campaign to keep things going up? I don't trust it since it's on the up bar, and that's the big warning for me, okay? Right now, since we don't have the next weakness, we're going to put unconfirmed selling. And it's large. We know it's large because look at the volume. It's off the chart. It's the highest it's ever been on an up bar. Something is wrong. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Especially after all this consolidation here. So, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down, but it's really selling. We can see it on the higher time frames. So I've got to be very, very concerned. Be ready for a large weakness. This will be confirmed underneath this weakness. The price is here. I'll write a little report. We'll be on our way. Any other questions? Do I need to go deeper? Okay. At the very least, this is danger, danger, Will Robinson. I will also show you where the health is. It's really easy to see. Okay. There's your come on. That one. Yeah. 0.59 weakness. Above here, you get health. And then you might be looking again at the tops at 15 cents. So this is where you want to be safer. Not my cup of tea, but that's how I would view this, okay? Let's write a little report. WMTX, February 2nd, 2026. This crypto on HTX exchange shows very strong volume. However, it is on the up move with weakness in the background. This is very concerning and a sign that more selling may be entering. However, this is unconfirmed at the moment. Look for strategy. Look for closes below the previous low / flat. This will be confirmation of weakness. I also need to write this up move had a small spread on an up bar on the weekly chart and daily chart. I suspect this crypto will fall further, and we'll do a simple DP. Closer to 0.23. If that weakness appears. Below 0.0596 during these days. Okay, that means I want it to happen over the next, like if it takes too long, these are going to be two separate events. If it takes too long, the blue flat and white down move, down phantom will be two separate events. Current price is 0.0775. Current market is still bearish. This crypto has a health above 0.079. Danger at the moment for bears, for bulls. Okay, questions going once, questions going twice. Let's go. A lot of opportunities, ones you can watch in slow motion. Don't short this. Don't do it. Not yet. Don't buy it either. Let's go to, okay, so our video cut short the other day. We're going to, when I went to the potty, I didn't hit the continue button. So I do apologize. All right, USDT.D. Did you guys see my report on Saturday? It's public. Did anybody miss it? You guys got it? You know what I'm talking about? So it begins. Everybody got my report? If you missed it, do I need to cover this? Okay. You guys seen my reports from October, November, December talking about the bearish market? When this goes up, your cryptos come down. You guys got all that? Here's October. You guys got me screaming in your ear that buying should be the last thing on your mind. We got a break when the weakness appeared here, right? We put our target down at the bottom. Our target was hit. You guys know that, right? We got the next break in health. This was confirmation we're more going up. We should challenge these areas again. We challenged them for several weeks, November, December, and January on increasing volume overall. It was letting us know everything we needed to know. At the challenge areas, we should still be going higher. We're probably going to break to the higher side. You guys all drew the foundational line, right? This one, the super important line to let you know everything when it's game over. You guys drew that line to know when it's game over. You already had all strong indication what was going to happen. We had large round structure on these simple parabolics. We knew it, right? You guys are okay? No one's panicking. You guys were all ready for this, right? You all exited your cryptos when you were supposed to, right? To get them all half price, cheaper, 80% off. And even then, you're still not buying. You're waiting for the health to appear. You're waiting for the market to let you know when the danger is over, when Passover is there, when Moses said, go into your house and close the door and let the Passover happen. Don't worry, it'll be time to collect the gold in the morning, but there are those who are going to go out. Or when Moses told the people to go and collect the manna, 6 days, but don't go out on the 7th day, collect that manna, because you're going to collect it and you're going to find worms. Some of you guys are collecting way before you're supposed to. and you're finding worms in your mana. You're collecting way before you're supposed to because there's worms in your mana. These are numbers that we've been talking about for months and months and months and months. We're almost there now at 8. And I think we're going to be getting higher. You guys are staying safe out there. There's plenty of time to be right and buy. Okay, I had a dream years ago. I had 3 days. And I told my friend who don't know nothing about no crypto, nothing. She don't know nothing. And I called her up and I said, now's the time to buy, which means I'm going to be given a message, whether through data or through the Lord, and I'm going to share with you guys. And I hope you guys are praying about one too, when it's the time to strike. I've had lots of testimonies from many of you guys in our community saying, hey, the Lord told me to come to you to ask questions about the market, to help you demystify the most important things. Right now, this is just getting started. Okay? And anyone out there, well, the weekly chart. Okay. So, first of all, I'm gonna do this, okay, just to kind of show you what takes precedence: daily charts or larger weekly charts, and larger monthly, weekly and the monthly. If you see it on the weekly and monthly, you need to pay attention to it. Okay. Really, probably where we're getting close. The next stop is these flats again, and it's almost going to be a straight shot. Somebody asked me when we were here, are we going to get another chance at back at the lower prices? And I said, to be honest, I don't think so. All the lower charts lined up with these larger charts. When these larger charts line up, I pay attention to them. Let's draw a few basic things. Number one, I'm just going to draw quickly a few of these basic stuff by hand. Okay. Let's draw it together. You can take a screenshot now, later on go draw it. But let's just put on our crayons. Let's draw that parabolic at these energy centers, just as a base reference. So we know this was our support. What is this structure so far? Rounding. It's rounding on top. The odds of us getting low after the rounding took place is unnecessary if we've already rounded twice in other areas. Now, I already showed you on the smaller time frames. On other charts, we had another parabolic somewhere here, and on the daily charts, we already rounded. So we rounded there on the daily twice. It was like a small move, and then it was like the up. Then we took a larger time rounding on the weekly charts, and we go up. It becomes less and less likely we're going to challenge again. When we break into health, what is the first thing we do after we break into health? Can anybody remind me what's the first thing we do? If I was new, there's a protocol. We look for. You can DP it, but it's not really the first thing. What's the first resistance we're really supposed to be getting and encountering? We have to check for something. It lets us know where the first real rejection is. Starts with an E. I know you guys know it. Event line. Where is the event line on this chart? Good. iPad, good job. It's there. Here's the smaller energy centers. This is the last event that took place before the health. So I have to calculate the last major thing that happened. It's this. Right there. That's the angle. All you do, once you have the angle, is you duplicate the angle and you place it on the upper energy center. So I have, again, slow motion. I got this energy center, that makes up my event line, and that's my upper one. So I have to take this line and duplicate it straight up and click it in place. Okay, that's supposed to be where we reject first. Let's read and review the story. Did we reject against it? Yes, we did. Where are we now? You guys tell me. Where are we now in the story? We're on top of it. Are you following me? We already did the rejection. You guys are waiting for it. I don't know if we're gonna get it because we already got it. That's why I told the person the other day, like, oh, can we come back down? We don't need to. There's a lot of evidence that says we're probably not. If anything, we've made it to the promised land. Now we can rest on low volume. Probably for a week, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And then we're probably going to be going back up. As I said, the larger story is that we're just getting started for the most part. So now we need to look at a few other places. Okay, somebody's drawing an angle about here. What would be important about this angle? Does anybody know what might be important about this angle here that they're drawing? They drew an angle from here in green. I don't know who it is. It's like an arrow. What might be important about here? The essence or meat of it is probably going to be about right here. Somebody tell me what's important about here. Mm-hmm. Okay, we broke down previously. Yep. And try again. Yep. That's where we break down. So something's important about this area. That was where that's where our weakness came in. But what else is important about that right now? Starts with the S. Sword cut. Good job. Some people put in it. Camino put it. Venkat put it. So we should be looking to probably mark that area for some kind of rejection. So is it right that we reject here and possibly come back down? Yes, which means we're going to be looking and placing emphasis on this area to see what's going on. 2 scenarios I want in the volume. I want very high volume on the down bar, which means more money coming in. That's as a discount for them. Or I want lack of interest and high volume on this previous bar, which means the push happened, now they can rest. Very low or very high. Those are the 2. Only the 2 I want. That lets me know I'm still going up. Okay. So let's go a little bit further. Okay. Now with this chart, we got even more area to confirm the sword cut. And I'm going to give myself a little bit higher area, somewhere about the meat. So again, we're right on schedule for some kind of rejection, but we also know that the support is not so far away. Okay, so if I am getting support, it may be not that far away, if I'm trying to be pretty exact. Okay, that's one way we might interpret this data. I also want to bear in mind the flat is here. You got a lot of safety nets. Okay, what are the odds that we actually come back down? Well, the odds are we have to beat this one. Then we have to beat this one. And then we have to beat the accelerated adjustment line, which is going to be somewhere here as well. So we got some serious. Are we talking about the market reversing? Should we be talking about reversing? Or should we be looking and hunting for our next opportunity? Okay. Price spent, we should be hunting. Price spent years doing this. Buying should be the last thing on our mind. We should be only sitting on our hands for pullbacks at the very least and waiting for those next breakdowns, which means what I told you guys earlier in the month, I said we're probably going to get some kind of rejection in the market, but it's not going to, it's going to be just one more chance to get in to the cryptos. I don't think this is going to be the large pullback, but the data indicates that we need to be only hunting one direction. Buying's the last thing on mind. There'll be times, but in my opinion, I think this thing is it's just getting started. I think there's going to be some times where we're going to be able to take advantage of these things. But by and far, it's possible we may see ourselves up here. We got some new areas by which we're going to be looking at. But overall, I'm going to give myself the average for the flat. And that should be closer to the 9s and 8s, right? Okay, here's 8, 8, 5. You already know that we're almost there. I give you guys that as the target months and months and months ago. Okay. That triggers once USDT.D is above 6.628. So once we're here, it's very, very likely that we need to start talking about where these opportunities lie so you can ride these waves. There's so many cryptos. And I saw in a vision and dream all these snacks just available. I was loading up my bag with different snacks, but it was dark. It felt like it was almost Halloween, but I wasn't wearing a costume. I was just seeing snacks on tables available, and I saw dive people, and they were running in different directions. I don't know if they were scared. I don't know if they were busy. I don't know what they were doing, but there was only just like maybe 2 of you guys who were here taking snacks with me. I know me and Melody were filling up. I really believe that was a part of a prophetic vision that I was seeing in my dreams. And snacks about Royal said he's there. Good. There's some snacks available, and we gotta be real careful about some of these bigger things. Okay, so let's get back to the meat. Let's get back to some exact calculations. Okay. Let's talk about where we might be going. So we have this down angle here. This gives us a DP somewhere up in this area. Let's keep an eye on that. That's going to be near these numbers of 8 point, if it's next month, 8.35. We got circle cluster projection, 8.75, 8.19. We got Christian's prophetic dreams, which is above 9 plus. We have a large monthly wick match area. Let's talk about that wick match area. These wicks match from here to here. We may be looking at there. We're going to put a lot of emphasis if we have a flat on the bottom side. Do we have a flat on the bottom side? Abso-positively-lutedly. Look at that flat. It's as flat as a pancake. So guess what? I'm going to put a lot of weight on 9.43. If we're going to 9.43, then guess what? We got a lot of bearish movement. It's probably going to happen quick, may happen slow. Price built these up over years. Here's 2023, here's 2024, here's 2025. If we're here, we may be in a big negative space for a few years. Like I said, you guys are going to have time to buy. When it's time, you're going to have time. I really believe you're going to have some time, whether it's in the summer, winter. I think that if you're reading some of these bigger stuff, you're going to have a chance. You don't need to catch anything right now. Pray, have peace. Unless the Lord warns you, say, no, now's the time to buy. Okay. I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing to you if the Lord says to you right now, you need to buy. But if the Lord told you, do what Jay Song's doing. If the Lord told you, hey, cast your lot with him. I'm not saying send me money or anything like that. I'm saying in my first vision, there was a large crash many, many, many years ago. Everyone was underwater. Somebody told me that the other day. They said, I'm underwater in my account. Everyone was underwater. I was on a platform. I didn't even have a platform at that time. I didn't know what it meant. And people were swimming towards me in the midst of this great plane crash. And I was looking at everybody swimming in the water. They weren't swimming for their lives. They weren't dying. It wasn't a physical plane. I knew it. They were taking their luggages and they were throwing their luggages with me, whatever they had left. Some of them were even breaking apart the plane, choosing the seats. And I said, are they trying to survive? And they said, no, they're trying to. And they were swimming with those seats, not just as a flotation device, but because it was something of value, meaning they were just grabbing anything. And they were throwing their stuff on the platform behind me. There was a big yacht behind me. I've seen that yacht many times in the dreams over the years. I was captaining that yacht. I captained that yacht in my dream. I don't know why, but I often bring it up to high water slides, and I bring everybody to the top, and I bring us all down. I see people where we're at the top, and I bring it down. The only bullish crypto dream that I really had was a Luna Classic dream a long time ago, and an XRP dream where I received a reward for the holders of XRP. But because of the skill God's given us I think there's time. I think you guys can do with $1,000 what people are doing over years of buying. And I think you guys are going to catch it. So, with that said, let's highlight some of these areas. Here's the up move. We're looking more and more at 8.25. Now, we will go to those smaller time frames and we'll cut them, but the big stuff has almost everything you need to know. Don't look for this to be over. Just like I told you the other day in Jeremiah chapter 28, get comfortable in the season. Okay, get real comfortable in the season. Okay, I think we're easily going to there. But if you see something else in the data, good, at least you see it. If you're going to take another opinion or another teacher or another voices, at least you see it. Okay, as for me, I don't. Okay, now I'm going to take a few pictures and we're going to go on. Do I need to go deeper after I go to a daily chart? Okay, but you will always start here, the most important areas. Volume alignment, weekly, local charts, macro. This up move is more to be trusted to break to the upside. Failure to move to the bottom, sitting on the support, indicates strong upside. This is heavily leans that the crypto market will experience a large crash. Did I do an update? I think it's basically the same data. Okay. Previous January 14th. And then just see my previous report if you guys want more about this. Okay, so I'm going to go now towards this is a prophetic number, not necessarily a flat. It's a Collins, okay? So Triple J's number here, 7 was hit. We are there right now, 764. Okay, for those who are following some of Triple J's prophetic numbers, that's a number that was hit. Okay, so I put the word hit. Let's go to find out some more local stuff. So now we're down to a daily chart. And we're going to go to let's go down to a 12 and 6 hour. And I'm going to look at some volume and local things. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to go to 8-hour chart. I'm going to hide my lines. And I'm going to look at this volume. Okay. Some of the last things to happen on this chart was professional accumulation, or was more buying. How do we know this? Look at the last down move you have. Is on the high volume. And then we move up into the health and make a new higher high. I think this is part of the whole buying situation. If this was really selling, why did we break into health? The market is moving in what we call harmony, which means it's going in the direction it's supposed to. Okay. After a while, you'll start seeing campaigns. We're accelerating here on an 8-hour chart. We would place it there. The next supports you're probably going to have is right above there. And I'll give you the exact number if I can. So the foundation is growing strong, 3 layers deep. I'll show you what I mean by that. Here. If you're going to get a pullback, look there. If you get one. What I'm going to be doing is just looking for next breakdowns on a lot of cryptos. Do you see how this is our foundational area here? Look. Foundation. We have one verification here. So this, therefore, is our verification. And what it does is it strengthens the actual move as a whole. So I'm going to be trusting supports like this to try to get me the next health. Now, we'd have to theoretically cut it. We may be here for a day, 2 weeks, You know how many bars we can fit in an 8-hour chart? I'm going to give you an estimate of time. Here is February 9th. We don't have the down angle. It's non-existent at this moment, so we can't trust that angle. But if we had one, it's likely you're going to get a health if we get a bounce there. If this was all we had, you'd want to look probably at this exact number. So everybody write this down in your little trading journals. Between 6.8, 7.01. So we're going to be looking at 6.89 area. If you're looking for pullbacks, it's here. Okay, but right now, once the market starts accelerating, we may not come back to these areas. There's a lot of times when the market starts running, and then we start accelerating, we don't come back to those areas. It happens all the time. Okay, just ask me today and I'll show you a random crypto with the same principle. Okay, I think the market's moving in harmony. Okay, I will put a little text box with these findings. USDT.D, January 2nd, February 2nd. This move, as I stated before, I believe is just getting started. And prices may be in negative areas for a long time. This is because the moves that created this bear move were years in coming. The moves that created this bear move in the crypto world was years in building. For more information, please see public YouTube reports. And by the way, in all of our USDT.D videos, at the end of all the sessions, you will see the links to videos 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to flash it on the screen so you guys can have it if you need to look for it just real quick. Here, right there. Okay, so take a quick screenshot. These are the video links. Report A, Report B, C. These are all just from this year. Some of them have the data carried on from October, November reports, but this is the quarter one, and they have almost most of what you need to know. If you're new and you're like, what is Jason talking about? This is the video for you, all three. Okay, this is the more recent one. I talk about total 3. I talk about total. I talk about USDT.D. I talk about Bitcoin. I talk about all that stuff in these charts. Okay. They will be in the notes just as they are in every notes for the last few months. Okay. So because of this, see that for public reports. Currently, price is above event line, the major event line, and support is in the corner of USDT.D. I don't see price fully coming back down at the moment. The volume is too high. I think there is a lot of money that has been coming in before the breakout, as discussed. Which means this is not a fluke, okay? We saw large money coming in on the highest time frames, right? So we knew that this was not a fluke. We were sitting on support. We have no reason to come all the way back. The money has already changed hands, okay? Which means there is little incentive to bring the market back up and this chart down towards, and I'm going to give you more of that meaty area. It's going to be somewhere about 6.628. 6.628 at the moment. In the event that it does, remember, there is new supports that have formed. Therefore, this is why I say this is game over for a long time, okay? Therefore, this is why I say game over for a long time, until such time that we have a different information or data. Okay, that would be like strong resistance, high selling into that resistance. That would be this chart coming down, cryptos would come up. That would be health coming back into Bitcoin. That'd be large accumulation. That'd be those kinds of things. And we'll see them, and we'll see them across the board. Wealth transfer isn't just one coin. Moses sent out the people to any door. He says, just go ask. And it says they were favorably disposed. The Egyptians as a whole were favorably disposed towards the Israelites, which means there was opportunities everywhere. How saw, when it was time for him to buy, everything was underwater, and a voice prophetic came to him and said, and it sounded like Michelle Firecracker, and the voice prophetically said, get any fish, you can get anything now. There's going to be a time when the market's ready to reverse, and you guys are going to be able to get some of the best prices that you can get with very little. The Lord showed me something the other day too about this phenomenon. In the book of Exodus and Deuteronomy, Moses gives instructions for the people to go collect manna. But some kind of almost magical thing happens. When they collect too much, it goes down back to the normal. And when they collect too little, it goes up in quantity. Have you heard that scripture? I was going to talk about it on Sunday. I wrote it down in my journal. It says when they would go out and they would try to collect too much, it would come down. And when they would try to collect too little, it was just enough. It was like it grew and it knew what each person needed. I think in the wealth transfer, the real wealth transfer, when it's time for you to collect, you're going to have what you need. I think people who spent years buying are missing out on shorting opportunities. A lot. I think a lot. And I think that those who didn't spend time buying are going to be able to do what with little dollars you guys are doing in a short amount of time. You'll be able to just take your $1,000 you've had on the sideline and be like, okay, now I can buy everything for almost pennies. Those who spent years accumulating, missing out on shorting opportunities. I think that's going to be very real. All right, and I just wanted to say that. Okay, let me finish. Until such a time, there is different data. Now, the more we draw currently indicate a strong vortex at, and the number is 8 point, right, somewhere around here, 8.28 to 8.06. That's our JSON target. 8.28 to 8.06. Meaning I am bullish towards these areas, this chart. And when this chart goes up, the crypto markets fall. Strategy. Wait for further breakdowns to take short positions only. I'm not looking to buy. Short positions only. There are plenty that have good setups, which means alignment for shorting. This means alignment in the market. Bear market, bear cryptos. Bear cryptos, and there's so much junk coins, right? There's so much junk coins that people are dumping, that people are fearful, and when they're fearful, we're taking advantage of those opportunities. Okay, so I'm going to put that into my notes. If you guys have questions, I'm going to take questions in just one more moment. Okay, and then I'll get back to working for you guys. So I'm going all the way down to an 8-hour chart, as I said. And what I see right now, a lot of safety nets. Oops, you guys can't see that. Okay. So let's wait, because there's a lot of volatility going on in the market. And I'll give you some prices. The next one is somewhere around 6.89. So if you're getting a pullback, that might be something for you. I don't think the move is over. I think it's just getting started. We'll see. Okay. We did. That's a target. It's on the monthly chart. Super strong. We got our flat circle cluster. We got our target system 8.05, 7.79. JSON target there. That's the okay. Any other questions? I'm going to be looking possibly for a breakout above here. This will be the next indicator for larger shorts. Right now, there's some shorts that are probably just getting started. In an uptrend, you want to hunt these down moves. This is forming a down move. You may get a few weeks, a few days, and then we're going to try to hunt this. Get ready. Get in position. I said there's going to be some stuff on the way down, and you guys are still going to catch stuff. Some stuff is already taken off to the downside. Gala took off already. There's 1-2 opportunities. We need another opportunity somewhere below these areas. We hit the JSON target, you're done. ACH already hit its target. The first one, almost on the way to the downside, the second target. Some profit is already taken. The move is not already done. I don't think so, because the volume's so strong on the selling. I think this one's actually going to get to another target down here. For those of you guys who are in the shorts, this dissipating oscillation, up move on ultra high volume into weakness, super easy. Professional selling is happening here. I think there's going to be some more opportunity for the next trade under here. We could be playing around up here for a little bit of time and then maybe come back down. But the next short is not triggered until here. Okay, short here, short here, short here only. Be careful shorting in no man's land in the middle of these runs. Just like we don't like to buy near a top or just in the middle. We're so far away from our target. No, you guys got to be real careful with some of those things. Okay. All right. Let me read the chats. What's your favorite way of shorting crypto? Futures. Exchanges don't let Canadians short, so I'm limited in inverse ETFs. I like futures. Camino taught me using futures. Camino will be leaving. Camino is going to be leading ChartRoom on Sunday, 2020, and not this. I'm sorry, on Saturday, not next Saturday, but next Saturday after that. I'm going to be going on a road trip, taking a little vacation. Okay, any other questions? USDT.D. I am going to burn through some of these other cryptos right here. We did them on Saturday, so I'm just going to flash the images on the board. Going once. Going twice. Okay. So At the end of the session on Saturday, we looked at a few different cryptos. There's Toshi, there's them. Here's them, or THM. We were looking, we saw professional selling. Sellers do not control absorb supply as seen in areas A to C. This means a breakout is likely and not a fluke. So this is more odds that this crypto would go up. The thing that's wrong about this crypto is that it's a fish swimming against a stream. So it's probably going to have a harder time going up, even though we're going from $2.61 to $10.30. I think we're probably going to be able to hit that. I'd only like to take bearish trades in bearish markets, and since I'm so convinced myself that we're in a bearish market, I'm not going to be taking this stock. Oh, never mind, this is a stock. I do apologize. Okay, sorry guys. In the stock, since this is a stock, it's independent of the crypto market. It's probably going to continue going up. Then, okay, current price at the time $261, and I'll flash that screen. THM. The market's open again today. Current price $251. So still in the same area. Let's go to a daily chart, and I'm still good. I think I'm very good. Okay, we got a long time before weakness. Buffer zones. I'm happy. The next one was after them was well, that's USDT.D. Ethereum. We looked at Ethereum. Ethereum was breaking into a weakness below 279. That's a strong close. I'm going to be looking to get possibly to these vortexes down here near the lows, 1,820 area, 1,920 area, somewhere down there. There's my report. Below here, you can see those on the image notes, but that's the map. Ethereum. Okay. Weakness number 1. Weakness number 2 is triggering basically now. Okay. Current price for Ethereum today, we should have a little bit of a pullback, right? Oh, nope. We just hit all the way to our bottom. Current we hit here down to 2,224, and we're only right now pulled back to 2,023. So, yep, that's Ethereum today. Okay, there's our previous report. Let's go on. The next one I had was XDC. XDC, we were trying to find, there's a lot of volatility in this area. 30344 is a type of vortex support, but it's so important. We found it's actually very important to the foundational area, which means if XDC loses this foundation, it's on weakness, and we're just right there at that area. So I'm definitely not going to short this right now until after we clear this area. I think there's some fight in XDC. We'll take a look, but there's a big support. I said the support must not be lost. It is larger 2-week support, foundational green. Major weakness appears if price closes below this area. Currently, this may show next week, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, around the 7th of February. Volume is currently now showing big support and money possibly entering. So this is what we're looking for. Be careful shorting XDC. I don't want to short XDC at the moment. Here's a look at XDC today. Okay. And what is that support? We get a nice juicy bounce. Okay, so good. Don't want to short that. Now we're grateful we didn't, right? A lot of volatility still in this area. Now that does not mean it's going up. We're only just experiencing the up move, okay, to this area. That's exactly where we hit. That's where we are today, okay? This larger weakness from this foundational area is still in play right now, okay? Here it is. It's underneath this area. Look where we're at. We're underneath sword cut in here. So overall, gotta be very careful, XDC. Both me and Camino agree on this one, that there's weakness involved. So a lot of danger. But again, I don't want to short this. This is volatility here. This is safer. This is where I want to short things. Down here. The number is on the boards, 031, and this number here. Okay. Questions, XDC? Okay. Let me go back to the charts. Can you do a class on the future shorting? Too risky? Yeah, we can. What is the circle upper target for them? Sorry, I missed your thing. Reach the 3 cents for XDC. Yeah, we're still right there. Okay. I'll look at that in just a moment, but let me finish the last one: Ethereum, XDC, Toshi, and Bitcoin. Here was Toshi. Here was XRP. XRP was at a support back down on its support, just right there on its support in the bearish market. A lot of the bearishness is already in XDC, but you guys know that since October, since we talked about that, right? All of you guys knew that XRP should be a lot lower. If we trigger the next support, next bearish short, it should be below 176 to 162. I don't know if we trigger that yet, but if we do, I'm going to be shorting. I would be looking for it to fall to 126. I don't like to short XRP. There's a lot of things that are safer to short. There's not much money involved in this short right now, even though I think you can just buy it cheaper if you're going to buy it anyway. Here's XDC. Here's XRP today. And we're just still there. Okay, still there. I did draw the accelerated adjustment lines in green, which is the foundational move down here. So, but yeah, when price is below here, builds underneath this area 157, this should trigger a short, or this should trigger a weakness that has a strong probability to fall towards 120. All right. That's all you really need to know about that one, since we did that the other day. There's more data here for XRP. Now, I think, and then ACH, SHIB, we talked about but SHIB just, I didn't show SHIB. SHIB came all the way down to its support, 0.00064. Look at the number was exact. Exact, 0.00064. So 5064, look at the number. I mean, look at that. That was beautiful. Let's see how it is today for SHIB. And then there's Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin hit its target, 76,000 to 69. Bitcoin hit its target. So praise God, more targets just hit all the time. We'll flash that on the screen. SHIB, for you SHIB shorters, it's a safer one to short. Look at nice bounce right there. Okay. We're not trying to take these bounces. These are just for, you can use these for profit taking. You can use those for looking for the next weakness. I use these for looking for the next weakness. I'm not actively in a SHIB short. I think I want to get out of this area first, below the flat. It's going to be somewhere below these numbers. And then I'm going to start talking about going down to the real areas where I think SHIB is going to do, and it's going to fall deep. I'm very, 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 very convinced that SHIB is probably going to do that, because all of this is a negative area with professional selling identified in the backgrounds here, here, and here. So going into this weakness, we probably are going to want to look, if we get a rejection up here, that's probably where I would want to take a short. I would love to slice that at a nice area. If I can get it, it would probably be somewhere around here. I don't know if we're going to get that. But I would like to anticipate the short. I would take some position here, take another position here, and then short it all the way down to the DP of the parabolic, which is this area. And I would be looking to bank somewhere between 140%, if possible. If possible, 140. Conservatively, 86%. My cup of tea. I would like that type of short. So shorts below the flat are going to be quite easy. Are we going to get one more bounce at this flat? It's possible, especially if USDT.D pulls back just a little bit, but it's game over. We want high volume on those hot up bars. That's into weakness, local weakness, and that's going to be most of what we need to. So we have high volume on the down bar right now. If we have a local health and into that, we're probably going to be looking for some to play up here. Almost assuredly, but right now none of that's on the board. We still have just large selling, even in recent local up move, high volume, closes near the low, into weakness, we get a new lower low here. Everything is telling us we're probably not building a new case of harmony, bearish harmony. So we'll be I'm going to keep my eyes on that one. Not interested in taking any buys on these. I don't want to get caught with my pants down. If you're in a buy position and you start buying here trying to catch these little up moves, you're trading against the larger trend. I mean, this is even just local since September. But if I'm taking these, more likely the statistic is I'm going to keep going down in the trend until the trend is broken. The truth is this trend is oscillating in a very dissipating way. So look, I'm going to draw it for you. If I were to simply draw the larger, where's my highlight? Just real quick. If I were to quickly draw this, it's this and this. So you can see we're actually oscillating outward. We're getting actually bigger. Do you see? Does that make sense? We're actually oscillating outward. That's the truth. I'll even take a little screenshot so you can kind of like see it. It's slight, but it's there. So what we would be looking for is if you're trying to take buys, you're a fish swimming against the stream. Just swim with the stream. You don't have to try to be right on every single move. Don't catch every move. You don't need to. You don't have anything to prove to yourself. To me, to your neighbors. Okay. Be safe. And then finally, I did Toshi already, right? Yeah, I showed you guys Toshi. Did I? Okay, let me go to the phone. Maybe I missed the Toshi videos. Toshi. Yeah, Toshi, we got a large parabolic, light blue. We have the parabolic in green, which covers the meat. This was a weakness. A weakness below here. We got support at EV Phantom, somewhere along this white angle. The flat also gives me a vortex somewhere around these days. I think longer term it should do spectacularly, but this is locally USD triggered a large bearish move yesterday, now confirmation. This is negative for the markets as a whole. Toshi may find it easy to fall. This crypto I have my eyes on for lower prices, but that low price is yet to be seen, possibly in USDT.D 9% plus. That's where I'm looking when it's probably going to be time to take on Toshi. Remember, there's large professional interest on this chart, but local weakness is in play. So we got to stay away from this crypto until the healths come back in, is basically what we need to be careful of. So we got to wait for those longer term areas in health before resuming some kind of evidence. Otherwise, the bulls are going to lose. Currently, it looks like we're closing below this area, triggering the next possible short. But since there's a lot of bullishness in Toshi in the longer term, I'm not going to want to take this short. It's more dangerous for me. We know there's bullishness because of the ultra high volume. These guys are still well in profit. Even if this comes down, they can withstand a strong move. So be careful. They may even add to buying at those prices where they did, which is just below the blue flat. So if we get below here, we're probably going to get some good rejection. That might be a nice, but again, I don't want to buy in a down market. Okay, that's Toshi. No new update except for the images that we did on Saturday. All right, that's all there. Let me make sure I answered all your questions for that. What was the upper circle target for them? I would be looking at that number here. iPad, $10.30. Okay, that's what I'm going to be looking for. $10.30 for the stock. Them. Questions going once. You guys got it? No, I didn't do this. I didn't do the circle in. I didn't do the circle indicator. No, I didn't do that one this time. Okay. Circle cluster targets. Okay. I didn't do them. We'll do it another day. No, I can't do it right now. I have to watch my video and remember the calculation. I'm a little rusty with the circle chart. I have a few different. I've been focusing on a few different ways with the circle time cycle. So we're gonna do it, but we can do it another day, okay? And I'll do it for you. THM circle cluster. because I'll teach it right now and I would do it wrong. Okay, but we can another day. I got a full map, and we will do this probably Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday, February 4th. Circle, cluster, indicator, THM. Okay, back to the regular schedule program. Okay, this next request comes from Reed. Someone named Reed. They want to look at my X. I don't even like looking at my X. But if you want to look at my X, some of you follow your X on Facebook. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Some of you let your X go, and you shouldn't have. Some of you did a victory lap. But we're not going to look at your X today. We're going to look at my X today. Is that okay? We got a shriek. Nobody laughed. Oh, guys, I try hard. I slave away at dinner all day long. All right, do we got some large accumulation? Let's look first here. Some professional buying here, a little bit here, a little bit there on the down bar, down move. Look at that upper volume. Let's do some target system, throw it on the board. I'm going to take the largest area first. Shrink it. Yeah, it's disproportional. Won't be able to use that data. Okay. We'll use the top to the bottom. Let's see if we can use the local data. Last target is now. This is where we should have a rejection. This was a rejection. Both of those areas are done. There was your first target, your second target, and price responded accordingly. So if I was you, I'd be looking at this area up here as the breakout. If you're going to get it. Since it's a crypto, it may be a crypto swimming against a stream in a bearish market. Let's see. Let's see what we're going to do. Let's look at RSI. Might be good help. Oh, before I do, let me look at the volume. Large volume on the down move into a local health, but then we have a large up move here, which means these are going to cancel out each other or reversing positions. But we don't get a weakness. We actually get a new health, and the health on a pushing volume. So there's still a lot of fight in this crypto. So I wouldn't look for this to be coming down. I'd be actually looking for us to get above here. But if the markets as a whole are really strong, this is going to cause this to be a bit of a struggle. Not my cup of tea. I would not be looking to sell this right now. If I was still bullish this, I try to look for us to get up to there one more time, and then I'd be watching for the larger weaknesses, and then I would take action. So yeah, get me here, and then I'm gonna dump. I'd be a little optimistic. my ex, February 2nd, 2025, 2026, I would be a bit optimistic this crypto. It has signs of bullish pushing. Do I need to go deeper with this? The person who requested is not here, but maybe some of you guys are in here. Okay. Signs of local of a bullish pushing. I would not buy this. I would not buy. Sorry, I should say. Enter a long until after breakouts above 8.30. Remember, at the moment, the crypto markets are not in a safe bullish position, but in a very dangerous bearish territory. Therefore, this crypto may be a fish swimming against the stream. Not my cup of tea. Going once, questions? Going twice, questions? Let's go. DAG. KuCoin. Acceleration adjustment lines still in play. Oh, no. Local health. All right, where are we at? Okay, this area has been hit and closed under the monthly chart. This is negative territory for DAG. You caution on bullish trades. This is a bearish territory. Let's pull up the monthly, see what's really going on. If it's on the monthly, let's read it on the monthly. Okay. Here is our key angle on top, something like this. Then we got our phantom here. We're going to stretch that out. I don't want to lose the angle calculation, so I'm just going to duplicate it and bring it out. Okay, so probably what we're going to be doing is looking at this price, 006. That'd be where the pullback is at, and we'd be looking to continue going down from there. If I'm seeing this area with pushing volume, high volume as we cross over, if I'm seeing high volume on the up move, I'm looking down strongly. So let's see where we're at on that. So do we have the strong volume at the push area, which is here? No, we do not. We have strong volume on this bar, and this is a little bit interesting for DAG. It's right here. This means JSON missed something. That means I missed something, okay? May, possibly. Is there something I'm missing, or is the professional money coming into DAG at this moment? It's possible money's coming into DAG December. Okay. The move is up and to the right, but it's on a monthly chart, so we got to see what else is going on. I got high volume on the up bars, which generally indicate there's some selling that had happened. So why now? Why do we have this high volume here? I wonder if there's another weakness we're missing. So let me try to see if I can find it. Let's see what I wrote. All right, today we perform PSA analysis. Oh, that's 2025. We don't need this. Okay. That's not anytime soon. That's from 2025, February. You guys gave me a hard one today. Why here? What's the support here? What's the reason? Why high volume at this price? Behind my lines. Why do I have high volume at this price? What's going on here? Is there really buying coming in? I have. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What I'm going to do. Oh, I think I know. Okay. I think I know. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm gonna do this. Okay. Let's take away this. And what I'm gonna do at the moment is I'm gonna draw a parabolic. Okay. I don't see a big support there. I don't see a reason on why they should have a large high volume. But if we're really dealing with this, then maybe we're going to duplicate and bring this down. That would put emphasis on the flat, but I still, and I already have that number, but I still don't have the reason why it's on this bar. It's not exactly a low. We've been in this range before. It's the highest volume we've ever seen. It's on a down bar. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We got to be careful with this one. Shorting it, be careful. There may be some health. What I would do is, if I was you, I would draw the accelerated adjustment down, of course, this key angle. Okay, I'm going to make it really big. If the move gets me, I'll borrow this one. If the move gets me here on side of health, that means we have high volume into a health. We're going to be looking bullish this crypto. If the move does not produce the health, then there's something else that's forming here. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen, but generally if you're going to see high volume on a down bar and the next moves this up and into health. Now, that's the only thing missing. We don't have the health yet. But if it's up and into health, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be optimistic. Okay. I don't know if I fully trust it, especially with the high volumes here on the up moves. I don't really trust that. I would look for possibly a move up here and even higher volume to kind of eat this one away to see. And that might be some just false rally after that could be that, where it's a type of professional money making maneuver where they throw money at their own crypto and they raise it. You can do this. It's just got to be fair. You can do this. You just got to, do it on your own account. If you have billions of dollars, you just buy. Your natural buying will automatically do that. But if you rise it up to your appropriate price, this is the appropriate price, 0.23, you're going to know 0.23 and 0.16. So if I see even higher volume, that means it's a money-making maneuver to slam out the weak holders. It's going to be like a type of shakeout. If we come back down, I don't know if we're going to come back down. We got to be watching this one very carefully. Too risky for my blood. I would rather purchase it if I'm going to purchase it at the flat. Okay, questions? Yeah. That's fine. Hmm. Yeah. 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 And since it's so near the low, if it is buying, that's going to be the sign that there's professional interest in this. What we can do, I had buying in the macro here in these two areas professionally. So if they're buying along this track, now it's an expensive and dangerous game, whoever the large players are playing. If you're just buying only down the mountain, it's a recipe for disaster. Eventually, you can get into negative spot, and then you're going to see them really get out. But if they are, it's in the appropriate place that they would probably do it. What I'm going to put here is the color yellow, just for the alert, and then I'm going to put possible professional buying, and then we're going to put this word unconfirmed. Okay, another way of wording this is unconfirmed professional buying, but I'm just going to leave it worded like that. So be careful taking action. I'm going to be looking for health strategy. Look for breakout back above local down move 0.01867 dynamic negative. Okay, that might be something you want to look for. Get you up there, and then we can start talking about calling this buying. Otherwise, it's something I don't know what it is at this moment, but it's huge. It's really big. Okay, are the professionals coming back in? I don't want to trust this at the moment. Okay, I don't want to trust this with. We can't do anything about it anyway, right? Until we have confirmed buying. Our charts will give us permission on when we can start entering these larger trades. You're going to see it across the board. Otherwise, there's shakeouts all the time. Be careful of false rallies. Okay, be careful of false rallies. By the way, I'm just going towards. Yeah, you may see this one come up. If it's real high volume on the down move, and it is buying, it's just really weird that it's just right here and then it goes away. Maybe somebody thought, oh yeah, that's a big order, and they're just a large player. It doesn't mean they're going to win, but that's some money thrown at them. All right. Any other questions? My thoughts, Dag. Yep, it could be. I wouldn't put it beyond us. Yeah, and Triple J has some longer term prophetic stuff about it too. Okay. Okay. 14. Okay, 15. It could be also. There's some large, and here's some. Oh gosh, I gotta tell you this real quick. Listen to carefully. Just one more minute. In the future, you guys are gonna see you're playing against yourselves, and you got to be careful about that. Like, I mean, not yourself, but each other. For example, if wealth transfer happened now, and I have $1 billion, you have $1 billion, and maybe a lot of other people who are crypto holders have $1 billion. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be thinking there's professional interest, and really some of it is just um, the average Joes who don't really know what they're doing but have a lot of money. and you're going to see it show up in the data, because once you play at a high enough level, it's going to show up in the data. It may mean you're buying at the wrong places, but you're going to see a lot more of the wrong kind of move at inappropriate times. Stuff that doesn't really make any sense, that can't really be quantified, that may not be professional, but just a lot of believers who are doing these at the wrong times. I would say probably at that time you want to read books, you want to have some coaches, trading groups, possibly some small trading groups. Okay, small. Look through my old videos when we're talking about these. Read through my book, read through the guides that we have that we're releasing this year. You're gonna use some of that, because it's possible you may be seeing players who really shouldn't be doing stuff. They'll just throw like a big order all at once, and then when their order's gone, it's back to business as usual. And it doesn't mean that you're actually doing anything strategic. It just means that you're like, oh, it fell, this is buy the dip, and you have $1 billion to buy the dip, and you can cause these false rallies. And we've seen that with some of these bigger YouTubers who are like everybody buy this. If they tell everybody buy it and they all do that, then what happens is that crypto goes up, but they're really just playing against themselves. Oh, see, it went up, but because everybody in your community. Now that exponentially multiplies when everybody in your community is a billionaire, millionaire, trillionaire. You understand that? Can you guys wrap your head around that? In other words, if I was in Dive and you guys are all very, very wealthy, and I say buy this, and the crypto goes up, I say, see, look, it went up because it was supposed to go up. It could be going up just because you guys all bought it and rose the price. And we're just playing against ourselves. This is why group trading in larger numbers is dangerous. And in some cases, it can be used as vindictive, meaning I can shill a coin. I can be like, hey guys, we need to buy this coin, and we can really drive it up. Right now, I don't think we're causing a dent in the market, not even a bit, unless some of you guys are playing at $1 million levels. And even then, these are billion and $trillion markets. So just a warning, in the future, be careful larger group trading. Keep your trades more closer to your chest of what you're doing. Okay. Little bit of advice for your future. And you'll be like, see, it went up, and then it came back down. Why did it come down? Because you're only playing against yourself. You didn't break the game yet. You gotta keep that in mind. Yeah. Oh, there is. Okay. Thank you. Is there still dots on my screen? Okay. All right. AVAX. Ooh, AVAX is one I think I was looking to short some more. This continues from Monday's dive, December 29th. This crypto is not my cup of tea. Price had a push up towards resistance, 1350. 1350 somewhere up here. This put emphasis on the 1558 area. Above there is much safer for health. So if we're going to get it, we need to be buying above that line, right? But today, as we found very high volume with the closes near the lows at previous high resistance, so we saw too much volume at the lows, and that could have been a test in a falling market. This is very concerning. The foundational area is exited, or I meant to say highlighted in light blue, which is this area right there. This area should reveal weakness, but the sword cut is very close. Therefore, the number is safer. $12.63. Oh, this light blue. Sorry, this light blue. So at the time, back early in January, early this month, we were looking not to short this at the time. Wait till we get below here. Since the sword cut was right there, we needed to get below to the second weakness. That was in play. That triggered this short here, January 21st. So you can see after January 21st, what happened? We fell. Shoom. All right. So that's exactly how we would have played that. This is very concerning. The foundational is light blue. This should reveal the weakness. The safer number to entry for the short, 1263. Closes below there in a bearish market are safer to short. So update, this trade is done. Update, February 2nd, 2026. This is another short that hit its target. And was a safer entry. And this is the kind of stuff I say it a lot of times that I'm talking about. I want you guys to stay safe. When I mean staying safe, I mean don't just take every short that you see. There's some stuff that are just dangerous. Don't take them. There's some bullish fake outs that you're not supposed to be taking because there's no larger health that's still in the market. The foundational areas are not broken. You guys, a lot of you guys, I'm finding you're buying without your foundational areas broken. You're just giving them money. You don't need to. You can buy when it's time, when the markets enter safer spots. You can be shorting now, but don't short everything. Wait till things are safer. Wait till things are in your corner. Proverbs 31, woman says, she considers a field and then she buys it. There's a pausing moment where you look to see if the data that you're looking at and you're considering what's going on. Are you considering the dangers? Here's dangerous, here's safer. Okay, this is what we're talking about. And then you can trade to your important points. So anyway, let's take a look at the larger stuff. Let me take a picture of that move, by the way. I want you guys staying very, very safe out there. There's a lot of easy pickings. I think there's going to be another short here, but we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Okay, I'm going to go to a weekly chart for AVAX. So this flat was a really important area for us. Let's see what the volume's doing right now. Okay, we had the high volume up bar into weakness. That was an easy trade. That was like the ACH trade. It's real easy. See, up bar, high volume into weakness, downtrend in the background. I don't know if I'd short anymore until underneath the flat. I need to get below the flat. We got the larger, weakness out the way back in October, and it's here. Okay, but right now the next big one is going to be down there. So I wouldn't short this anymore. We could probably end up bouncing out of here. Be careful. Okay, next short is going to trigger underneath this area, and it hasn't triggered yet. So let's update that. JSON target hit. JSON target hit. Let me just change the words to hit. Hit. A lot of opportunity for many of you guys. I hope I continue finding some more opportunity for you. Now, let's borrow this larger circle, and I'll just use that in lieu of this little one. Okay. And the number I'm going to highlight, borrow that one. So if I find myself in the next few weeks under here, underwear? Oh, made you say underwear. Oh, real mature, Jason. Real mature. I'm just kidding, guys. Trying to make you laugh. $7. Nope. The number is $8.55. I want to short it. If price breaks down below $8.55, I would like to take the next short. I also want to break across the flat on pushing volume. Bearish pushing. Okay, so what that means is that we're looking to get a close as we cross over into this territory, and the volume, we want it to be high. Okay, that's what we want, high volume as we cross over. This looks like high volume, and this is, I'm going to put the word strategy. This means we want high, aggressive volume as we cross over the blue flat. Will we get it? I don't know. I don't know. We got to wait. This is not a prediction service. This is a navigating service to teach you to navigate your favorite cryptos. We don't have to predict. It's dangerous here to buy. It's dangerous here to short. We're at a flat. We need to wait. Just like I showed you earlier on the daily chart, this is a similar thing. Okay? This short is not yet in play. If so, I want to short down towards, and where are we going to short down to? Down possibly to the mid-phantom, or the possible mid-phantom of the larger oscillation, and then even possibly later on to 40 cents. Current price is $10. Holy moly. Right now we're looking at some kind of, we're looking at a, let's just say Tiger. Okay, this is going to be a reverberation line based on Tiger analysis of the larger this. So I can't teach this right now. I've talked about this in previous lessons, but it's something like this real quick. Here's the upward oscillation. Here's the downward oscillation. The median line is not exactly a flat. It's an angle that's something like this. Okay, it goes right into the crevice. We take that and we duplicate at various energy centers, and then even all the way back here, it gets us. What it does is it gets us this calculation that gives us support at this number right there, $3.76. Okay, so in a nutshell, we'd be looking to get there if we trigger another short. Okay, so that's how that works. Towards the next support, larger support at $3.76 vortex. And that's how I would probably want to navigate that. That's a lot of money on the board if we get it. So we'd be looking at somewhere around 117%. Somewhere around 117%. Okay. Any other questions how I might want to navigate this potential short on AVAX if we can get it? It's not in play. Don't short it. Can you check the daily chart? Yeah, we were on the daily chart. I don't think there's much more to do. We'd be looking, yeah. High volume here, but we're still seeing high volume as we test down. So there's still a lot of supply. We're probably going to be just getting started in the harmony. I don't expect a super big pullback right now, but I'm not going to take any action right now. Should I take profit? On a short, you may want to take profit. You always can get back in to your short positions later on. I do that all the time. If I'm like, I'll lick my ice cream, I'll bring my stops down. You can bring your stop down into profit. You can lick your ice cream. If there's another short that triggers, you can re-add back to your position. Don't super leverage. Please, please, please. You guys can get in trouble. The Bible says that invest in 7 ventures, for you do not know what will befall the land. There's some people go, oh, I absolutely know it's going down, and they bet it all on one hand. None of the professionals that you've ever heard of, they do that. They don't do that. They get it. Gamblers do that. Okay, you take a little position here, here, there, and you can find lots. Okay, because you can't win them all. We can't force the market to do anything, even if you do the best analysis you can. Okay, and at the very least, don't short this now. Same as iPad. Appreciate the features and shorting. Okay. Oh wait. Okay, questions going once, going twice. Did you guys need any more for that one? You guys know how I'm probably going to navigate that one. I like stuff that's 100+%. That's why I liked the what does that mean? Yeah. That's a good word for that house. That's a perfect word. And we don't have to know. We just wait, sit on our hands. When they would pray about a matter, sometimes they take matter to the holy hands, and then the Lord would rebuke them, say, "Why didn't you pray about it?" One of the prophets said, "Is there not a prophet in Israel? What did you not consult the Lord?" What's the king? Jehu? No, one that starts with a J. He said to the king, King Ahab. Man, I preached about it the other day too. Is it Jehu? The king who went to war. I think, and maybe, but there's another one where the kings met together, the king of Judah and the king of Israel, Ahab, and the other king said to him, "Hey, is there not a prophet of the Lord? Can we inquire first before we do this?" He even said, "I want to do it." He says, "I'll go to war with you, but let's talk to God about it." Okay, let's see if God has anything to say. Is he going to warn me? Is there some kind of something, right? And some of the principles we can gather is we should be looking, consulting, having reasons, discussing, and talking to God, most of all. Maybe the Lord will give you an answer. All right, a weakness. Weakness. Let's DP this. ZORA. You guys understand why it's weak? Anybody? Right? Jehoshaphat. Yeah. There it is. Great biblical principles to glean. This is the DP. Yep. Easy short. You guys know why this is weak? Is it obvious? Why is this crypto going down? Why is this crypto supposed to go down? Let's take 3 minutes. Come on, somebody tell me. Why is this crypto go down? Why is it supposed to go down? Why are we probably going to get to... We're at 0.02 cents. Why are we probably going to get to 0.19 and maybe even lower? High volume into weakness. Yep. What else in the background? What else is there? Very strong high volume into weakness. Let me turn on a weekly chart to simplify the candles for you. Do we know why this is weak? Professional selling happens on the up bar, the up move and uptrend. When we have it on very high volume, but we go down into the next weakness, here was another weakness that could have been revealed here, right about there at the top. All of you could have drawn that at the time. ZORA. You would have saw that, hey, this is a local weakness. Okay. Sure. Local weakness. What do we got in the background? Up bar, high volume, ultra high volume, professional selling. They're dumping. Okay. Professional selling. Easy to see what the professionals are doing. If they're jumping ship, maybe you should jump ship. Okay. They're not always right, but they generally move the market. And one day you will move the market, and you're going to need to know how to play like them. But they're not all smart. Okay, professional selling, large professional selling. Right. The month was September 2025, October 2025. Right around the time we started preaching about a bear market. 2025. Right around the time the market changed. Now, furthermore, what might this bar be right here? Very high volume on an up bar, at least for the week. What does it look like? What is it? Anybody? Come on. Maybe selling. Looks like a shakeout. Shakeouts are a what type of indicator? Yep. Which is a continuation. To proceed in the same direction. A continuation. They're often a continuation. When you see it, if whatever direction you were going before, you're just going to assume you're going to go in that direction again. If there's time cycle markers at these areas, you're probably going to be even more sure that it's going to be a continuation. Continue, possible shakeout, and yeah, it's I'm going to say shakeout. Shakeout. Bearish shakeout. The bearish shakeout is they're in profit. They don't want you clogging up their profit, so they're going to get you, the weak holders, out of their bearish position. You guys are shorting, they're going to trick you to that's going up, and you're like, oh, okay, I better get out, and then the move resumes, and you're like, hey, what happened? That's the motions people feel. There's no large professional buying except for in these areas that was here. This is where the professional buying came in. This is where they got out. So they got in, they got out. If we're going up, we need more money coming in on the down bar. And we don't got it yet. So we got to avoid this one. Okay, that makes sense? This is where the professional buying came in. And it looks like that too, by the way. It's exactly how it looks. It's a down move into health. And this is on a weekly chart, so it would have been something like that. And you can go to a daily chart and try to see it if you wanted to. I'll do that just real quick, but I only got one more thing to show you. So here real quick, there's a daily chart. See if you guys could have caught this. Could anybody caught that move? Would you have had time to buy this? Yes, you would have. How many days? July 14th, July 19th. The down move on rising volume. Maybe there's some accumulation going on here at least we saw it on the higher time frames. We saw the challenges 1, 2, 3. The volume is still aggregately high. There's a lot of trading to be done here. We break into health. The health breakout is on pushing volume. That's a bullish sign. We're probably going to go up. Okay, now back to the daily chart. High volume, but look at the close near the low. This was just yesterday, Sunday. Look at the close near the low on ultra high volume. This is generally a bearish sign. Unless we get the health, we're going to be looking for this to go down. The problem why I probably won't take this short is because I don't really have an entry. I'm really far off my entry. Maybe there's an entry now. Maybe. Okay, maybe that's something. It's not really my cup of tea, but it's probably going to be an easy trade. Let's see how much money is available. Available for this one. We got some money from here to here, 43% from current price, 32%. Okay, I'm going to write this down. Possible selling, and the reason it's possible because I need I would like to generally always hunt those in, cut those up moves, and I just can't cut this up move just yet. Possible selling, and I'm going to put this large up bar, close near low, ultra high volume. Not yet into weakness, but already up in weakness. Okay, so this is why some of you guys may want to already act on this one, because we've already moved up into that weakness area based on this oscillation. Do we have some confirmation on this one? Yes, you do. You got this one, and so maybe that's going to help you. If I put it in the foundational area here, I got 1, 2, 3. So my key angle on top, my phantom on the bottom with verifications. Does it make sense? So I place it there, and these tell me I'm doing it right. And generally I do my verifications in pink. So, and then look at that, to add insult to injury. So this is where they start losing money. This is the last pullback before we go. Okay, you got a safety net here. You got a safety net here. I'd probably place my stops somewhere there. That's where I'd probably be looking to put my stops. Okay, if I was going to take this trade. Okay, if I can, I would like to hunt that move and then do that. That's probably the safer short. Questions going once? ZORA. A lot of candy available, possibly in the next few days. Okay, Maybe if we lose that short, we're going to even go to the real big place, which is way down south. The larger flat. And that's going to be a very worthy trade. Okay, questions going once? Let me know now. In your trading journals, you should have been listing some things that catch your eye for shorting. You short in a bear market. That's going to keep you safe. Going to keep you safe both longer term and as a trader. Bloom Energy. That was Zora. Okay, the next one's a stock B Bloom. Ooh, I'm working up a sweat, guys. I think we did this one before. Here it is. Okay. I won't spend much time on this one. We'll go to a weekly chart. Bloom Energy. We can see the stock has large accumulation in the background and professional interest. We talked a whole session about that, professional accumulation over time. We moved into health, round structure. On top of that area was almost everything we need to know. A lot of the professionals were getting in. We could see it in slow motion. It came into health, and boom, the stock is going to go to the moon. We're going to take the key angle. We're going to duplicate that key angle, bring it up to the top. Where does price go? Almost exactly where it's supposed to before having resistance, exactly at this price of $146. We come down to the lower part of the oscillation based on the foundational area and this curvature. Price hits that area. The number was, at the time, was $84. Then we go up. We need the next breakout here. Okay, if we're going up, we need it above this price, and ideally on aggressive volume. Okay, we talked about that one last time. This was bullish pushing. We had strong aggressive volume. As we cross over these lines, that's what you're looking for. Look at that. Awesome, right? Anyone can do this. You guys can do this. You guys can read. I'm not always going to be here in this capacity to warn you about these kind of things, but you're gonna have the ability yourself to read when they're trying to manipulate, when they're trying to maneuver, when they're trying to push. It's a game designed for you to lose, but you don't have to lose. Okay, I don't need to do any more updates on that one since we already talked about it, but I'll read these comments. As we can see, the stock has large accumulation in the background by professional interests. We also don't see large profit taking. That means that when they bought, they weren't really exiting. I don't see the large profit taking just yet. We're moving up on these areas. So we won't view this as profit taking until we get weakness. Weakness would appear sometime underneath these areas, and the number, it's like this circle right there. Okay? Right there. The number is just going to come up over time. And currently the weakness is going to be somewhere in this pocket below 152. So it means price phases into here. We're probably going to slow down. Then we'll got to calculate event line and we'll go from there. So then I said, we see in today's video, January 21st, you guys can scroll and see that later on. Okay. That an example of what to expect in the volume, even before looking at it. Today matched perfectly the setup for a bull run. In that video, we call all the volume before it happens. So we don't even look at it. We were just like, okay, this is what we want to see. Now let's see if we got it. And it matched exactly. After this down move was hunted in the health in the month of January 6th area, with local buying in the background, this indicates the up moves to come, and other volume not discussed was a bullish harmony. Next bullish area is safer among 153. After the down move was hunted. So yeah, that's after this down move was hunted here. So we were looking for that. So yeah, 153. Any other questions? Okay. That's the last safer entry for this down move. See, you got time to enter. You're not off. You don't got the lowest price, but you don't need the lowest price. You need the safest price. Okay, we're here to protect our accounts. We're here to learn to read so that we're not gamblers. We're not risky. We don't have to catch falling knives. We need to catch safer things. 153, we're actually kind of above that area right now, aren't we? I would like ideally on the weekly chart, But we got some high volume on the up bar, and we come back a little bit on the low. Maybe there's some more buying. I probably want to get a little bit higher, and then I'll pay a higher premium for this stock, and then I'd go. But yeah, I'm looking for this to break now up. With the stock market, always remember, give yourself a more wiggle room. Okay, always give yourself a little wiggle room. There's gaps, gap trading, a lot of that stuff. Give yourself wiggle room. Okay, any other questions? This stock, I think it's going to do great. I think you're going to see some high prices. These are going to move up along the track. 340 possibly. Current price 153. No weakness. The odds are in your favor at this moment. If things get scary, that's when the price is below weakness. Same with silver. Same with silver. Silver, when it gets into weakness, then you guys can be concerned. We're not above in the weakness area, so we're not super concerned about it. Okay, we're back at the support. A lot of manipulation going on. Silver's okay. The next one, BULLA. The last two, BULLA and Luna Classic. Okay, we did so many cryptos today. All of these cryptos, I didn't even number all of them, so well above 15, plus a few bonuses flashing before your screen. I hope you enjoyed these reports. I didn't copy down the B. I hope this ministry is blessing you. Praying for you guys while you're out there. BULLA. 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 Let's look at on MEX. Hey, what is this? Wow. Wow. Who requested BULLA? Okay. Who's BULLA? Arshan, are you looking for entry? Are you looking for exit? What are you looking for? Looking for exit. I would say no. I would say no. Look. See? Now. I'm going to make a prediction. Just a little game. All right, we'll see if we're right or wrong. Since we can easily see that this is a shakeout, go right up, right back down. I'm going to predict that there's no large buying in the background. When you see cryptos that don't have large buying in the background, their up moves are unsustainable. Why? Because the people that hold them are generally weak holders. They're just retail, and they're going to take some profit. If there's not enough, then you're going to get slammed down because there's a great imbalance of price. If there's large accumulation, then you have something for sustained moves. But in a bearish market especially, be careful. I'm going to make a prediction that there's not large buying in the background. We would see high volume up bars, high volume down bars in the down move. The only high volume we have is the initial salvo. It looks like right when the crypto opened in June of 2025, which is, a lot of that sum is attributed to the lottery system. Let's see if we had some professional buying. I got some selling here that is notable on the up bar into weakness, further confirmed here on October once we get below the flat. I got, what do we got? we got some stronger uptick in volume as we cross over. That's going to be a little bit aggressive bearish moves. Low volume on the up move, a little bit higher still. So that's going to be some more selling. We get a further count of weakness below this flat right there on November 12th. Here might be the buying. Here might be the buying come in. But this also might be just the bearish push. I think it's the bearish push. Okay. If they wanted to buy it, they would have paid it here, here, and here. Instead, we get this bearish aggressiveness into the weakness. So I'm going to assume that this is the bearish push. Again, the high volume on the up bar is confirmed when the weakness happens. If you don't have it in an angle, you got it at the flat. So therefore, what I mean by this is related to this. And this is related to the up bars here. See? Still, I don't trust, therefore, this to be actually buying in the volume. I think this is going to be a more bearish push, a dump. So you got a lot of bag holders. They're now losing money here. They're losing money here. We're going down the train. We don't have a health at the time when at the time of them doing this. So I'm going to say to myself, they're probably going to take profit here. Well, we go right up and right back down. Let's go to a weekly chart and see if we can smooth this out. Yep, there it is. Profit taking exactly where we should. Now we have a vortex here on this date. Is it any wonder why we come up and come right back down at that area? 0.52? No, it is not. We got high volume on the up bar, which closes near the low here. So guess what? It's telling us professional selling. So this is not accumulation. This is them jumping ship. This is them trying to pass off their holding. When they have a big thing like this, don't be surprised if they do a shakeout on purpose to fool everybody. Look, the stock went here. Okay, but where's the buying? Where's the health? Where's the structure? All we see is some negative things. Where's the positive ones? So how is this move supposed to be sustained? It cannot. It's going to come right back down. Luna Classic did a similar thing. It's not ready. It needs more time in the oven. It's got to cook. And so does this one. And you guys will read it and you'll be able to see it. So our prediction that it doesn't have the accumulation is true. Now we got one more. So we got this high volume is also going to be the professional selling. I'm just going to put it right in there, since otherwise I'll, And now we got to close in negative territory on the higher weekly charts. I don't trust this. I don't trust this. The spread is not correct. It's in a negative spot. You got to be real careful. It's possible we're going to now DP the oscillation between here and here. I would say we're probably going to get, well, we already hit there, didn't we? We were supposed to get down to here. We hit there exactly. I wish you asked me this just a little bit a week ago. Well, it is a support. Let's see. So the question is, how do I get out of this one? I would get out now just based on the fact that it's not safe. If it was me, this is never financial investment or trade advice of very kind. I would say that this is a kind of a scary spot for us to be in. Okay, we could be just getting started. Okay. We could see a large down movement playing in below, another weakness below there. I don't trust it. Okay, that's me. I like to play by the risk, and since the risk is way too great for this one, I'm out. I would just take a loss. I don't know if you're going to get one more move up. I wouldn't expect it. If you do, you're lucky. BULLA, February 3rd, 2020, 2nd, 2026. This crypto has bearish behaviors in the volume, in the background, on the 3-day and daily and weekly charts. I don't see large accumulation. So up moves are often unsustainable. And this is where I get calls all the time like, oh, did you see that up move? Price move 1,000%. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But there's no data to support it. And what happens is we come right back down. It happens with SHIB, happens with Luna Classic. That's not the wealth transfer. That's not it. You're going to have a chance to see it and respond. I really believe. Like, who can take advantage of that move? I think you're going to know. You're going to have time when the fire goes before Pharaoh to block him. In the Red Sea parts, you're going to have time to get through it. It's not going to be these quick scalping things. That's not the wealth transfer. I don't think. If you're lucky, you're probably the only one, because once you take the profit, that's it. You're going to have time to cross the Red Sea. Okay, guys? You're going to have time. It's going to be an up move like you wouldn't believe. You'll have time. When that up move happens. When the down move, that's also part of the wealth transfer if you're shorting when you're supposed to. So moves, I don't see the large accumulations, so up moves are often unsustainable, as in this case. Price already hit DP, so I don't have a new bottom yet. This is high risk for bullish positions. Okay, the last one is going to be Shiba Inu. Any other questions this crypto? Going once? Royal says small amount is not wealth transfer. How long can it go down if you're already in a short? I would probably be waiting for larger health and smaller accelerations. The health, do your health up there above your, this. If you get above those houses, you want to start exiting your shorts. If you're closing above there, you probably want to start exiting your shorts. Probably on the weekly chart where this is making sense. Otherwise, just wait for the market to turn around. And then, if you're already in a short, I'd probably be holding this for quite a bit until local health. So I'm going to be looking for, therefore, an acceleration like this. You can probably already see the makings of it somewhere there. So if I start getting low here, I'm going to exit the shorts and probably walk away with whatever profit I get. If we continue going down, I think the markets may give us that. You're welcome, Arshad. Let's go to Luna Classic. Okay, there's going to be a time we're going to see the accumulation on Luna Classic. Otherwise, the moves are unsustainable. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Be careful, be careful, be careful. I think you're going to have time to get some, and you're going to be able to try to get a lot. Okay, this is a very bearish, in my opinion. We're not supposed to be below here without being a strong weakness, and we are. We're below that. In addition, we're below the flat. We're below both. And we have this price grounding back up into these areas, getting slammed back down in these areas on very high volume. What is that? It's professional selling. I wrote it for you. Large professional selling. The professionals are jumping ship. Do you want to be their not guinea pig? Do you want to be the one that that's catching all their lemmings? You don't have to be the fool for them. You don't have to be the fool for them. You're smarter than that. You can see the larger oscillation, my family. You guys are brilliant. You know how to read. You know how to connect the dots. You played the dot-to-dot game. All right? All of you guys, you played the dot-to-dot game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the bottom? Here. Price is oscillating back and forth in here. Where's likely? If we're in a downtrend and we keep going below weakness after weakness, we're probably getting right there. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. As long as the volume doesn't support that, you can ask me, hey, Jason, what's the volume doing? Well, The volume on the up bar, very high, highest almost we've ever been. Last time it happened like this on an up move and we moved into weakness, it was down we went. We never went and recovered. There's going to be a time when you're going to see that high volume on the down moves building up, and it's going to be building up a base. That means money is coming in. Right now, the money's leaving. You're stuck with the lemmings. If you're going to buy it anyway, buy it at a low place. But it's better just to wait. Okay, it's better just to wait until your community has the signal. Okay, there's some prophetic numbers or some other stuff. Dream here, Venkat said, shared some dreams. Somebody named Christopher had a dream. They saw it really come down really low. I'll take a screenshot of that. You guys can read that later on. We're out of time for today. We've been having lots of reports about all the weakness. Let's see what the newest one was. Let's see. December 6th, Luna Classic has a large up move pump. Comparatively, the volume does not appear, in my opinion, to show any large accumulation, but rather small accumulation with small health and large down move still in play. Then price pumped. It appears to be a price of a type of pushing volume past the vortex, trying to push. This was an important resistance. It's likely that if it's a push, and I think we confirmed that later on that wasn't the case. It was a possible push, but since we got the close, it let us know everything was happening. It was professional selling. Where's my other report about this? Come on, I got so many reports on this. I get asked about it all the time. In my opinion, wait. Be safe. Be safe. In conclusion, I would not be chasing this candle. I do not see this long term. Wait. I don't care if I even had a dream. And I did have a dream that I wanted more Luna Classic. But I think also we're going to be able to see it and catch it. Then at that time, I should have bought more than I should have when it's time. Come. Here's what I'm going to say. January, Luna Classic. February, last one for today. This crypto still does not show professional accumulation. Up moves are therefore unsustainable at this time. Combine this with a bearish crypto market, in my opinion, and the result is to sit on our hands. Do nothing. I don't know if I would short this right now, but I think we need to wait. The price may fall towards the lower part of the phantom oscillation at 0.000016 area and flat 0.000013. Look for supports there. If a short triggers, re-examine the market. And look for professional accumulation there. I told you the other day I would treat you a little bit like a shepherd. I'm trying to help you guys say, hey, don't drink from that water. Hey, this field is right. I'm going to try to lead you guys as best as God leads me. I know I do pastoral ministry, but I also know that God told me years ago that cryptocurrency was added to my ministry, which is a strange thing for the Lord to share me. I sat up in bed and says, the Lord says, I have added cryptocurrency to your ministry. And Melody looked at me like, huh? And I prayed and I felt a lot of peace during those days. And I started combining ministry with crypto, which is a really weird thing to do, but I'm doing it. And so I'm just not going to be ashamed and just tell you, please, right now buying should be the last things on our minds. So wait. Jeremiah 29. You're going to have peace. It's going to be times. And we may get them. If we get them down here and we start seeing that accumulation coming up and we see some health, praise God. We can get some really good prices, and you're going to have time to catch these oscillations. I believe you guys will be able to. All right. Any other questions? My opinion. My thoughts. If you have multiple voices in your ears, pray about all of them. If you have multiple teachers, pray about that. Pray about your... Go ahead. Hey, Mom. I'm pretty good, sir. I would be holding off on buying. I don't know if I have a short right now. The last short was days ago. We're pretty far off the entry. Yeah, I would probably find something, even though they're selling in the background, I'd probably find something else to short. I like to have something hunted and ready to go. So how that would work for me if I was shorting, I would like to have a clear up move. Maybe that's one right here, but not my cup of tea when I have so much volatility in this. So I really wouldn't short this right now unless I had a real clear signal to do so. I'd pick something else, but I wouldn't buy it either. Not until we're safe. Not until the move is showing that there's energy coming in, health coming in, support. Health. We're gonna read this all over the place, and you guys will catch it. I'm almost certain you will. Rose says you don't need BlackRock to tell how the market's doing to trust the data. The original article posted in the VIP video, please check out something. I don't know. I just saw this posted by Bandcat. Does it confirm anything? Okay. All right. Anything else we need to know for today? I'm out of time. I've been here all day, and hope I found. It says, pray, repent, trust the Lord. Let's all do so. If you guys are fasting, fast about what the Lord has given you. Show you some opportunities. Wait. We're going to cover USDT.D again Saturday. We got some more crypto requests in the queue. If I didn't do your request, we'll get to it. We got a lot of new community people. If you guys want the Telegram VIP, let me know. Shoot a message to Superfood. Shoot a message to Camino. Shoot a message to me on Patreon. Say, hey, I want to get part of the VIP. We'll just check your membership, and we'll send you. If you have like really deep questions, if you need to do something like schedule a one-on-one with me, let me know. Shoot me an email. We can talk. I'll set a time to pray or to speak with you for an hour. Okay. I sure do love you guys. Father, I pray that you would bless our community, and I pray that you would let us stay safe out there. Let us be ready to understand the energy moving in and out of markets. One thing that is apparent, whether we are spiritual or not, is to know that markets move up and down. And even when they're moving up, they move down within those times of moving up. And when they move down, they move up during those times of moving down. We want some wisdom, Lord. You said to ask for wisdom. Help us read and understand what we're looking at. And using simple skills, and not even advanced things, but simple skills, a pen, a crayon, a piece of paper. Help us to understand what you're trying to show us. Let us be ready to look at the big pictures, to understand when there's danger, understand when there's safety, understand when there's wolves, for the market is trying to devour many of us. But you'll help them. You'll help them stay ahead of the game. You'll also help them, giving them wisdom so that worms do not eat what they are collecting, because there's a lot of worms. Let us collect at the appropriate times. Let us see our trading is successful, as the Proverbs 31 woman passage explains. And we too, who are your bride, we will see our trading successful. Let us be good stewards over all that you're giving us, the great wealth. You gave a powerful test by giving the money to your servants to see what they would do with them. This is our test right now. Let us not fail to see that this is a test. For how we perform now is how we will perform when we have those great wealth. And if we cannot pass these tests here, even with our little, how can we pass? For it is written that he who is faithful in little will be blessed in much. Lord, you also showed that there was a man who had little, and he was not faithful, and you took it away and gave it to the one who had much, even at the anger of those who were watching. They thought it was unequitable, unfair, but you said, don't I have a right to do with what I want to do with my own money? You said things like, take it away, and yes, and I tell you, he who has more will be given. And so it is with us, or so may it be with us, that if we prove ourselves faithful, even with our $100, our $1,000, if we show ourselves faithful, that you can trust us with the great wealth. Let us take seriously the things that you show us at various times. Let us be proficient, as Joseph was proficient in all of his master's household. And you saw, the jailer saw that he was proficient, that you were with him, and you blessed all he did. And because of that, you made him ruler over the prison. You made him ruler over Potiphar's house, and you made him ruler over all Egypt. And make us ruler over the things of this world, the filthy lucre. Bring it to us, so that we will use and do with what we're supposed to do with it. The Bible says that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous, and so may it be for our community, that we may receive the wealth of the wicked for the purposes of righteousness. It's better in our hands than in the hands of the world, and thank you, Lord, for that. Only let us pass our test now. Let us be faithful. Let the money not corrupt us. Whatever we do with it, Lord, let it not corrupt our hearts. And though people may talk or say things and not understand, we'll hold you in our heart, whether we have little or we have much. We bless you, we thank you, and we will praise and celebrate those who are receiving wealth transfer. We honor them. May you bless them and add to them even more. For perhaps they have showed themselves faithful, and may we too. Let us not be grumble against one another, or be angry. Let us not be angry at the Miriams and the Aarons, and of Miriam and Aaron, let them not be angry at the Moses of this world. Let us celebrate one another, not greedy for gain, not greedy for one another's wealth either, not covetousness, but filled with love and peace and righteousness, celebrating one another, knowing that you'll take care of us either on this earth or in heaven. You have our hearts. We love you. We thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you, my friends. I'll be right back for any final questions.